of Insomniac Soup. Hello, everybody. Hello, Chronos. I know we're started a little bit later because I wanted to go and watch my friend Latino Slant have a good show over there. Can you throw a can of soon at me? I don't know. How far can you throw it, Kronos? How far can you throw it? What's up, buddy? It is Saturday, the 6th day of February. Moving right along this month of February. Wow, yeah. So, how is everybody doing this morning? Sorry to all keep you waiting. Well, sometimes the show just has to be a little bit delayed, and we'll hear now. Yes, he did, Kronos. Yes, he did. I'm like going, ooh, hubba, yeah. Say, hello, ladies. And it's funny. And they're beautiful ladies, and they're talking about popular male actors, Latino actors. So yeah, but what thoughts aren't my thoughts aren't your thing though? Through what? Kronos. But did you have a good time, my friend? Did you have a good time over there? And are you awake? I sure you awake. I was hoping we could get Miss Adriana here. There's a special delivery. There was a special delivery at my door today. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that here in a moment. I'm going to do an unveiling and unboxing because I don't know. There's something in this bag right here. There's something in the bag. What's in the bag? I wonder what is in the bag. I'm not. I wouldn't say terrified. I'm just like, oh shit! It could be anything. It could literally be anything. You enjoyed yourself. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, Kronos. Oh, jeez. Rest in peace, Christopher Plummer. Yeah, late Christopher Plummer, but he was up there in age. He was like 90s, 90 something or other. So, yeah, rest in peace, Christopher Plummer. What was I going to say? I was about to talk about something. A good age, yes. Yes, Kronos. Where is Thomas Potts? Did he pass out? Did Thomas Potts pass out? I think, I hope Thomas Potts didn't pass out, man. No. I hope he didn't pass out. Oh, yeah, blue. Definitely have the back top is blue. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, look at that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I got this. Yeah, zero sickness. That's a trip, isn't it? Yeah, trippy. What's up, Parrot? What up, Parrot? What up? it's a soup, and it's floating in space. It's a soup, and it's floating eversly towards the black hole. uh, that is cool. It's a cool fact, eh? I got the sickness on my shirt. Well, all right, enough of that. Get away. Where's your tutu? Well, I don't know where my tutu is. Maybe it's in this bag. I swear, don't. You didn't take drugs? Okay, you didn't take drugs. I don't take drugs. Why would I take drugs? You think I need drugs? Oh, she fell. Something that Nina was watching. Let's see. Everybody's gone to sleep. Well, actually, in California, it's still 11:09 p.m. 1 a.m. 1 a.m. for you guys in the central, and what 2? Oh my gosh, 2 a.m. for Eastern time. Oh boy, it's late for those Easterners. Yeah, I'll let Nina know that you said hello. Californication? No Californication. Kronos says hello, Nina.
What?
Kronos said hello.
Tell him I said hello back.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you heard Nina said hello, Kronos. Nina likes you, Kronos.
Yeah.
Nina likes you, brother. Oh, what a week. What a week. knock some sense into. And Parrot Head reminds you, Nina, you gotta knock some sense into me.
What?
Parrot Head says you need to knock some sense into me.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Yeah. If that's if she can hit me. Sometimes I'm not always easy to hit. I bob and weave. W-A, huh, Kronos? Oh, silly Kronos. So I did look at the newest WandaVision. I don't know what to think about that show anymore right now. It's so confusing. It's like, where are they going with this story? I don't know. It just seems like Wanda's just kind of like she's in the Twilight Zone and she doesn't want anybody to bother her. Takes a whole town. Oh, spoilers. Maybe I shouldn't do spoilers, but I don't know how to not do spoilers. Oh well, I guess I need to work on that. You would like to knock some sense into those chicks who are too full of themselves? That's funny, Kronos. Yeah. Oh. And you're so east. How east are you? Asia? You're across the Atlantic. That would be east. Egypt would be east, way, way east. Iraq is way, way, way east. Wookiees don't shave. No, why would Wookiees shave? They're giant scruffy looking nerf herders, aren't they? Just sick Wookiee on them. Okay. Reasons? Reasons, really? Okay, because. Yeah, Professor Brainy Specs was in here earlier, but he's got to get up early, so hopefully he's getting some rest. We might be rated. Hopefully we'll get rated by, I don't know. It's late night. It's Saturday. Wait, there is some delay there. Get it right there. They ain't walking away. There's hairballs. Yeah. Wake. I'm awake. Thomas Potts. You see? Up. I'm awake. I assure you. I am awake. You see? I'm awake. I'm just floating out in space, I'm floating out in space. I'm just floating on the verge of a black hole, Yes. Hey, weren't you on this ship once? Oh, that's the USS Cygnus, yeah. so, I don't know. I actually saved Nina. Nina was needed some assistance, and I saved her. She was asphyxiating on water, and I had to go pat her on the back. So she went asphyxiate on the water. But Nina is okay. Hope I don't. I won't want to rush her to the emergency room. But she's okay. She's okay.
I'm fine, everybody.
Yeah, you hear that? She's okay. She gave us a little scare a little while ago. It gave me a big scare. Like I had to get up. I had to pounce off my chair and into action. No, what do you mean no more soup? Carlos, what do you mean no more soup? There's plenty of soup. Hey, Andrea. Something arrived today. Yeah, let's see. We got something here. Let me fix something. All right. Green screen. All right. Andrea, would you like to see? Let's see. Something arrived today. It arrived early. Yes. I get this package right here. in there. It's squishy, and there's something tough. Something tough is in there. What is that? What is that? Let's see. Fangs? They're fangs. Oh, those are fangs. Sparkly vampire. So it'll create the ensemble. More fangs. Fangs. Oh, here's and yet more fangs. What is it? I don't know if I can put on so many fangs. Which is using. Oh, there's instructions. Just solid gel. This is how you put them on. I guess that's the instruction for whatever to put on. Hey! A cat and dog are fighting. The cat and dog are fighting. You sparklies. Oh. I think we have to bribe Mr. LDG to do, because I don't know if Mr. CCTV is going to get that. And then people told me, don't know Mr. CCTV. Uh-oh.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you got to mute the tube on the background.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
so I didn't see anything you just opened. Yeah.
Oh, the fangs.
Yes. Vampire fangs.
Extra large.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to see this. At the very least, you gotta wear it like, maybe you could just put it on a mannequin or something.
I might have to make some type of adjustment. It's a rainbow. Oh my.
Only the best for you, Jedi.
It is elastic, but that is kind of, even for a large, it's tiny.
You could, you could cut it and, just take a piece of something and.
Oh, look at how elastic it is.
Yeah.
It's very elastic.
It listed it as like a size like 29 to 45 or something like that.
Right on my head.
Yeah. Does it also sparkle? It's supposed to have LEDs in it, I think.
Is it? I don't know.
Does it have a battery pack?
Huh? Does it have a battery pack? No.
Maybe let me look in my Amazon cart, because maybe it just.
Yeah.
Was it just those two things?
Yeah.
Okay, there's more coming.
Oh, there's more coming. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a light up neon.
That's pretty pink.
Yeah, it's supposed to have LED lights in it.
That's pretty pink.
No, it's supposed to have button cell powered. Okay, it's got a button somewhere where you turn it on, and LEDs are inside it. So you have to find the button, and if you decide to cut the skirt, for some reason, watch out for the wires.
Oh yeah. There's the button.
Awesome.
Button. Oh boy. Yeah, there's two. I could see there's two battery buttons on there.
Okay, cool. Where?
Oh, there you go.
Yes. There's the full effect.
Oh. This is really stretchy.
I think you should just put it from like armpit to armpit. That'll do, right?
I don't know. Well,
I was trying to figure out what a vampire would look like who was wearing, sparkly tutu. But wait, there's more. I'm excited. It's supposed to come. Let's see.
oh no.
Let's see. Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
Today by 10 p.m.
Okay. Well, this arrived.
It's let's see.
I don't.
It's already in Tucson.
It's already in Tucson.
Yeah, the packages. Very exciting.
That might be.
The other thing is, for anybody who's watching, is they're like glue-on vampire teeth.
I don't know if that's gonna work because this is an appliance. These aren't real. These are, well, they're what give me my smile, but they're not exactly mine.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's there. Oh, let me turn it off. I don't want to wear down those batteries. Where is this thing? I can't find the bed. Oh. Thank you, Andrea.
You're very welcome.
You guys better tune in. I mean, if I'm going to wear this thing, or attempt to wear this thing, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it on later. Maybe.
Well, it's not today that you have to wear it.
Yeah. I don't want to. It is quite elastic there. That thing.
Yeah. Well, for all I care, you could put it, on your head would be fine, or anywhere.
That arrived today.
Yay!
It arrived quite early. I'll just put this back in the bag for now.
I don't know, Bruce Lombardo. Who are you?
Bruce Lombardo, he's a good guy. He was talking about the post-election earlier on his channel.
Mm-hmm.
And he mostly does. I think you paint those miniatures for the RPG games. I noticed. Yeah. How are you doing, Bruce? How are you doing? Yes. Bruce. In case you haven't heard, I had said if I had got to 300 subscribers, I would do a Twilight Part 2 watch party, and here's the thing. Here's the thing about the soup. You never open your mouth because everything's accountable. and needless to say, I as normal, I insert my in my foot in mouth past the knee, and I said something, so I guess I'm holding true to what I said. So I'm going to be watching. We're going to riff tracks the heck out of Sparkly Vampire. Sparkly Vampire is that god awful Twilight Saga. Arg. Yeah, it's no fun, but we yeah, right, Kronos. Uh, so how was your day?
It was good. I think you're
Good.
gonna like what comes tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's sort of you knew you were gonna get a tutu, right?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna go. I was gonna go look at Party City to see what they had there. If I mean, I'm sure there's a Party City somewhere here in Tucson. The one at the Foothills Mob closed, but
Hmm.
you know that they usually have the game stuff. You know, tutus and wigs and whatnot for the big game and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, Sunday, right? Sunday's a Super Bowl. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, Sunday. Kansas City and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that pair, Ed. There's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. I don't worry about it too much. Hello, just another red shirt. You should come on up for a while. I know you got a little while before you have to turn
Yeah,
into bed.
R.I.P. Red Shirt.
Uh,
Very exciting.
yes, it has arrived. The tutu has arrived.
That's awesome. I'm a little tired. I slept until like I don't know 1 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was telling some people in another thing that I when I left last night, I left the stream on for a little while I was getting ready for bed, and it like immediately turned into a long time of like all fart jokes. The moment I left last night, it was crazy.
Oh,
It was like, oh my
lovely.
god.
It's like, I want more beans. You had too many already. From
Yeah, it was funny.
yes, that's a great movie.
Yeah. Red Shirt, aren't you gonna come up?
Wait, do I need to send you a link? Uh, Internet has speed. Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Well, that's a bummer.
Since before the end of FNT, what's FNT?
Um, Friday Night Hikes with
Oh.
Friday Night Hikes with Neurotic.
Oh.
Yeah. I popped in chat for a little bit earlier this evening.
Gotcha. I didn't know there was a neurotic. I was
Ner-
confused. I thought it was
yeah,
neurotic.
it is. Well, okay. There's him who's LDG Pixels,
Mhm.
and there's Gary. He goes. His channel name is called Nerdrotic,
Yeah.
and so yeah, he does stream every Friday night
Is he
called
good?
Friday Night Tracks. Oh yeah. And he does the Inquisition on Sunday nights with they go back and forth between him and Overlord DVD. Um,
Hmm.
yeah.
Bruce Lombardo says, "Wait, Andy?" And then Andy does sleep streams? No. I don't know what that is, but I don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just a night owl, right?
Yeah, yeah. I just a funny sleeper.
Uh,
I have to get back on I have to get back on a normal schedule, I think.
yeah. Normal?
You?
What's normal? There's
Yeah, that's
a
true.
new
What
normal.
when do you sleep?
During the day, mostly.
Yeah.
I'll sleep around. I go around like maybe 8 or 9 a.m. my time, usually, and sleep till mid-afternoon, late afternoon, 2 or
Gotcha.
3.
As if you work the overnight shift somewhere. I
Huh?
guess you do. I guess you do work the overnight shift.
Yeah. Well, I've always worked in that overnight shift for the most part.
Oh.
I'm just used to, I mean, of course, my last job, I worked the day shift, but I was still getting up at 4 a.m. to work a 6 a.m. job where, you know, got up at 3 p.m. That was nice. It was nice, but I just prefer nights, working the nights.
What jobs have you worked overnight?
Well, in the early 90s, I was working at a grocery store as a night stalker,
Mm-hmm.
stocking the shelves and whatnot. And um, what was some other ones that I did? Overnight security jobs, and
Wow.
then truck. When I used to drive, I used to drive a semi truck over
Mm-hmm.
the road, so I would almost always drive during the night. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I think I went coast to coast like 3 times in 2003.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was nice. I got to see some cool places. I
Yeah.
got to go over the George Washington Bridge in a semi and pay
Wow.
like, yeah,
Holy
and
cow.
pay like a third. I remember this, and this was 2003,
Mm-hmm.
paying like a $30 toll to be on
Oh my
that,
God.
to go over that bridge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you make good money driving a semi?
Well, you can. I just never saw. I was in the industry for such a short time period, 8 months. 8 months. There's a very high turnover rate in the industry. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you see all this truck driving schools, and they're always looking for drivers, always, because there's such a high turnover rate in.
Bruce Lombardo says you don't make good money driving a semi for other people.
Yeah,
You make good money if it is your truck. Okay, I
yeah,
guess that makes
yeah.
sense.
When you're an owner operator, yes, yes.
My God, how much do those trucks cost though?
They're expensive. Plus, they run
Yeah.
on diesel.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
mortgage to buy one of those, I'd assume. Oh,
Oh
Kronos has a semi.
yeah, yeah. I think I was getting paid. I worked for the worst company, a, a Phoenix-based company, and 25 cents a mile. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was getting paid.
Wow.
It was, yeah, that was in 2003. So yeah,
Okay, so Bruce says 200,000. Just another red shirt says 1 to 200,000. Bruce says 150 to 340. Okay. So
yeah,
somewhere around, for a middle of the road one, it sounds like 2 to 250 or something, but a lot. Yeah.
yeah,
That's a big car payment. I mean, I imagine the terms of a loan are not as long as a mortgage, but not as short as a regular car payment, I would assume.
yeah. And you're driving behind. You're sitting on driving down the road for 8 to 10 hours. You can only
Yeah.
do for 10 hours, and then you got to take an 8 hour break, and you got to do all the inspection. You're literally the top of the notch when it comes to driving.
Hmm. Hi, Darth Haster.
Hello, Darth Aster. How's it going? Hmm.
But okay, so do they track you all the time and like force you to not drive more than 10 hours?
Well,
Um,
you have to keep a daily logbook, and
oh,
they will check you. Trust me. I had my logbook uh where I didn't have my logbook up to date, and I got the fine for having my logbook.
Wow,
It's a
wait,
big
who funds you? The
ticket.
company?
No. If you were to get pulled over
Oh,
and
the
you
police.
didn't,
Okay.
if you didn't have your logbook up to date,
Mhm.
it's a big fine. It's like $1,000 fine. So yeah, it's no joke. You gotta have your logbook up to date with all your stops, all your breaks, and everything.
Wow.
Every stop that you do, and it's got to be right on key.
But don't the people who you're driving for, whether you're an owner operator and you're driving somebody's stuff around, like somebody's container, or you're driving someone else's whole truck, like don't you have pressure from them to get there as fast as possible?
Of course. Yeah.
So you have these competing pressures, right?
Yeah, and they had a onboard computer system called Qualcomm, and what is just basically a thing, and that would basically tell you of ways to get to where you need to go. But those hours weren't always the best route to go, because some roads you can't drive on because low over, because you're driving a 53-foot trailer with it's 14 feet high, and you have very low clearances, so you've got to make sure you you know the right roads to be on. Yeah, or else you will end up on a highlight reel. Look at what this dumb idiot did.
Right.
I'm sure there's a handful of them on the tube here.
Okay, so Red Shirt said no. Lombardo said okay. Red Shirt said the logbook shows timing and has to be letter perfect. Lombardo says if it is electronic logging, it starts from the time you come off park and are rolling more than 2 miles per hour.
Yep.
Lombardo, a friend of my family, was a trucker, but back in the Smoky and Bandit days.
Pastor, check your Discord. I put it in your Discord. I always put it in your Discord on Pimp My Channel. It's always there, buddy.
Oh, so Bruce, do you drive now? Says it's a great job. I have my first trainee getting broken out on Monday, and he will be by himself. So my boss will see if his investment in me will pay off. Fleet manager sucks. Does being fleet manager mean, Bruce, that you're grounded, basically? And who is it that has a semi? Oh, Kronos. You have a semi. Do you actually drive it, Kronos?
All right. For a time being, it will be there in the chat. Let's hope we don't get any bad doers.
On Captain's channel, he puts it in all the time, and it seems like...
Well, that's when they sleep.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Hello, Darth Haster. How you doing?
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing all right. You?
Good.
Andrea, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Hey, Bruce.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Pretty good. I was going to show you guys. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on just a second.
Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Andy.
What you got for us, Bruce?
I don't know if you can see them all, but that shelving over there has got about 1,800 miniatures on it.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
Cool.
So, anyway, I'm a geek.
Yeah.
When I'm able to be a geek, when I'm not driving a shit sucky truck driver.
Yeah.
I barely have enough to fill a makeup case.
You have a lot of condiments on your countertop.
Oh my God, I love my hobby.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
You love your condiments? Is that what you said?
No, his
Love
hobby. His
my
hobby.
Oh, your hobby. Okay, cool. What do you make?
Those
the
two
miniature
condiments
for?
are good.
Yeah, I was like, I love condiments too, man.
Condiments are fun.
Yeah. So what do you make your miniatures of?
I actually buy them from a couple different manufacturers. One of them would be Reaper Miniatures out of Denton, Texas, north of DFW.
Mm-hmm.
Another is called WizKids, and they're an overseas firm. We get theirs shipped in from China. The Denton firm, Reaper Miniatures, also imports from China, but they're based out of Texas. And then there is GW, which is a UK group, and they're probably the most well known as they do the Warhammer figure line.
Okay, that's what I was asking, like which games or whatever they are that you do, like which games do you do them from?
Basically, I just use it for my role playing games that I run. I do have a channel that I've had for about 10 years, and I've got pretty much the geek graded tabletop and the bookshelves full of stuff and markers. I've got a dice bag that's made of chainmail right there. So, I mean, geek. I'm a geek.
How long have you lived in that apartment? Can I
5
ask
years, 4 years.
that? Oh my God, this is so man. That apartment looks like you just moved in.
I'll be moving out next year. I've got this. I've got a stable and secure job outside of the oil field. So now I'm looking for land.
Oh, are you in Texas, I guess, huh?
Yes.
Gotcha. I feel like everybody is getting weirded out by me because I always want to know where people are, and I know that people have been talking about me.
I only know you as Andy from Jedi Bill's stream. I don't know you from anywhere else.
Well, here I am.
And you don't really scare me, even though you are a redhead.
Just a little bit.
That shouldn't scare you. I'm a journalist. That should scare you. Yeah.
I don't know what's worse.
What?
Hey, Darth, how you doing, sir?
I'm okay, Bruce. I'm okay. Just hanging in there, man.
I'm not doing a story on anybody, though. I kind of want to tell everybody. There's been some speculation, I know, and I'm not, but yeah, Cronus says I am scary.
You're not. You're not.
Could be a lot worse.
Yeah, okay, so I told this to a bunch of other people on a different channel. I had to start taking this medicine last summer that like rids my body of cholesterol. I had a thing happen, but it doesn't matter. And the combination of that and the mask made it like irritate my face under the mask. And so I don't want to go on
You don't want to go on what? Hello?
Oh, I think we lost her.
Did she drop?
I don't know.
Did she have a lack of oxygen and knock herself out from the mask?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
so.
She pushed the wrong button.
There's Harvey.
Harvey Brothers here.
Huh?
Yeah,
You might have to reconnect.
Yeah, Andy, you may have to reconnect on.
Yeah.
And Kronos asked a good question. I hope she doesn't wear that mask all day. I really hope not.
Yeah, she's gonna reconnect.
Yeah, try rebooting into the yards here.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect system.
No, it's not. It's not.
Still better than what we had, but I mean, I had a Commodore 64, so like I said.
Wow. Danroyd talks. I don't know who you are, so I can't just allow you in just yet.
I don't even see that person in the chat.
Yeah, it's somebody who probably, yeah, I don't know who they are, but I would like to get to know you first before I let you up here. So, you know, we gotta be cautious here. We gotta be cautious. It's late night. It's Saturday. You know.
The last thing I need is to have that porn. Oh, I don't want to have.
Yeah, we don't need that.
I don't want my apartment building to wake up. I've got a speaker on this PC.
Yeah. Oh.
Changing the backgrounds on us looks good. Looks good.
Yeah. I'll take care of that.
Parrot Head, the brand of head wax I use is Goya olive oil because Goya olive oil is fairly cheap, and I can put a little dab on my fingertips and rub it on, and then I can just shave things off.
Somebody told me that Jedi Bill, you got yourself a tutu.
You didn't see? Oh, you missed it. You missed me showing.
Yeah, I guess I missed it.
I missed. Well, I was showing everybody the. Yeah, Andy got it for me because we're going to do that damn Riff Tracks watch party of the Berkeley. Oh, that godforsaken show of you know what.
So we're doing the second one now?
Yeah.
Does this mean I got to suffer through it with you?
Oh, you can. Yeah, come to riff the hell out of it. Yes.
I'll make sure I don't eat.
Labeled. The picture had the.
So I just dry heave.
See? Can you see, Darth?
Jeez, man. It's like a rainbow tutu.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
You're going to be so sparkly.
And fangs too.
You're going to be so sparkly, unicorns will probably even be scared. You're so sparkly.
I don't know if it will fit. I might have to wear. I don't know what I'll have to do. It is very elastic, so. Oh.
I wouldn't
Am
say
I going to
fabulous, but
I can't. Well, you know, I did promise the good people, so.
Yes, you did.
I haven't made any promises like that. 300.
Sorry. Go ahead, Bruce.
No, I was just saying that if I hit 300 subscribers, I'm going to petition for a library to echo me off of Odyssey because you need 300 to get over there.
Yeah.
Kronos, it's not coffee. It's just it's milk chocolate because I had warmed it up earlier. I forgot I had it. Swiss Miss.
Swiss Miss. Oh.
Has it got the marshmallows?
No, I live in South Texas, and so like we only get marshmallows from like October to January is what I tell people. But I haven't bought marshmallows here for a while.
Yeah, but you could buy the Swiss Miss with the marshmallows in it.
Yeah, we get the Sam's Club like 2-gallon powdered mix for like $6, and it doesn't have the option for that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think my mom even does that. Goes over to Sam's Club, gets it that way.
Dude, $6 for like 1.5 gallons of chocolate powder. I cannot go anywhere else for that. It's crazy.
She gets the box with the packets. I've never seen it with the gallon. I've never seen her have it with the gallon powder, but that was Guess things are different over there in Texas.
Don't forget the OJ. Kronos. Oh. Do you like that? Do you like that stuff? I don't not like Swiss Miss.
Two of
Not
these
this late.
for $6.
But do you like it?
Do I
prefer
like
cheap.
it? It's cheap, and when I want cocoa, it's there. Did I say it's great? No, I didn't. But it mixes well. What I do is in the morning I will put the coffee in with this.
Oh,
I'll have like a mocha coffee. That's good stuff.
It's like my microwave dinner joke. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I sexually identify as a microwave TV dinner. Ready in 5 minutes, but gone in 3. Satisfying enough for when you're desperate.
Yeah. Now this coffee here.
Oh my gosh.
This is called Risen Coffee. It's from a company called Stocking Mill Coffee. Got the little shroud of Christ on there. It'll wake the dead. This is better than Death Wish. Like $50 of 5 pounds of coffee beans.
Oh, so you have to grind it yourself.
Oh yeah. But it's so good. And I've used these coffee beans before when I'm feeling tired. I'll just pop a few in my mouth and dip it like it's tobacco.
Oh, jeez.
I'm done for 3 hours. For 3 hours, I'm there.
Wow. I'll keep you up. That's for sure.
Well, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on here because this thing is hot as Hades in a handbasket, and I'm on my phone.
Were you modding the whole time for Latino?
Yeah, yeah.
I love Pauly.
Yeah, that's why he asked me to hold off for it, and I said, yeah, sure, I can do that for you. Oh.
Yeah, I just got off when I jumped into the chat.
Welcome back, Andy.
Hello. I got booted. Just threw me the hell off. I think our home Wi-Fi cycled. I'm up in the mountains in like pretty rural Costa Rica, and I have fiber. I have really good broadband up here.
Cool.
But it occasionally does that. Occasionally goes like, nope, drops everything. Anyway, I was just saying that I don't want to. I just don't want to put my face out there until I'm happy with it. Plus, I spend all day, on Zoom, or a lot of the day on Zoom, looking at myself, which I can't stand. And it's easier to be like this. But I decided to talk about it a little more because I heard that some people were worried about, I don't know, who I am and shit. Like I might be secretly exposing people or something, as if you guys don't already automatically publish everything you're doing. But I don't want to make people uncomfortable.
That's uncomfortable. Yeah.
Well, the only thing I have to ask you, Andy, is you're not wearing that mask in your home all day, are you?
No. I put it on because I didn't, I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure that I just don't want to see you wear that mask all the time and get pneumonia or bronchial pneumonia, like what happened in 1918, 1919. More people died of that than the Spanish flu.
Well, it's no, I'm good.
Don't wear those things for so long if you don't need to. Seriously.
Yeah.
I make jokes about my mask. Everybody asks me where I got my mask. I actually got it over at the local pharmacy, but I always say, "Oh, my girlfriend made it out of her own panties."
Made it what? I didn't hear it.
Makes it up.
It says very
Your girlfriend made it what?
Out of her own panties.
Oh,
they're repurposed.
yeah, they're.
Still didn't understand it, but okay.
That mask used to be panties.
Oh, out of her own panty. I couldn't hear that last word. Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah. Ew.
Probably because of the mask.
Masks are evil.
Muffle everything.
You got to wear 3 of them now. Wear 3 masks for triple protection.
Yeah. I hate wearing one.
Go ahead.
No, I just said I hate wearing one mask when I have to go shopping or something.
I wore a mask for about an hour yesterday when I was at a customer's house, and that was pretty much the longest I've had to wear it all week. And I was in pain almost.
What kind of customer?
They were a septic tank customer.
Oh, gotcha.
And they weren't the type that was reasonable. They kept on insisting to stand within 4 feet or less. And I said, I'm operating a hose. I don't want it to kick. I don't want it to move you. I don't want you to get injured. Can you stand a little further away from me? Like, well, I want to make sure I see what you're doing. I'm like, most smart people don't want to smell this thing at all. And they didn't get it. They really didn't get it. And then afterwards they're like, man, that thing really smells, doesn't it? And I'm like, I'm done. You win. I'm not going to compete with you.
That's weird. What did he think you were doing?
And the Darwin Awards go to?
I was waiting for them to go down and check and make sure that their septic tank was fine, because all of the questions that they had were leading questions for, is my septic tank in good shape? It looks like it. Can you see in there? I have to get a flashlight and let me do that. And then they wanted to hold the flashlight for me. And I'm like, no, let me handle this. I'm the professional. Really, you need to be back on your porch. I want to see what you're doing. Okay. Whatever.
Well, what did he think you were doing? Because the guy can climb into his own septic tank whenever he wants.
Yeah, and I didn't quite understand exactly what he was going to gain by being in my way. And I said to him, once I finish this, and if you want me to not cap it, I'll leave it uncapped for you. That way you can see for yourself what I did. And then he got really irrational. He thought I think he thought I was going to find like a dead skeleton in there. I don't know, but he was just acting very swirly.
Yeah, maybe he has something hidden down there he didn't want you to find. That would be terrifying.
You're welcome, Kronos.
You know that passageway where he hides the bodies?
If you could just walk about 50 feet and not look back at the septic tank while I stuff my dead flyer from church in it, I've got to get rid of these bodies. Do you have any lime?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love my job. I really do. But yesterday was kind of over and above. As opposed to a living skeleton, yes. The skeletons that get up and they tell you they're from Harryhausen.
I love your job too. I'm so glad that you do it and are professional.
I make a lot of tip money. It's really funny. I know it sounds like kind of weird, but I make about $70 a week in tips.
Wow.
I've never seen anybody so happy and thankful after I am wrapping things up and I say things to them like, your septic tank's in good shape. I'm going to pass this inspection, or really we can't have it with as many roots that are in there. I need to have somebody come and spend some time, break the side of your tank, get rid of the root intrusion, treat the root intrusion, and reassemble that concrete. We have to redo the concrete on the side, which we do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And people, after they find that out, they realize I'm not joking. I have professionals I work with, and they are craftsmen, and they'll come and they fix a septic tank, and we get we have a really good rating on Angie's List and Craigslist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bruce, have you ever seen the Red Green Show? Yes, I have. Yes, sir.
Well, I've just been thinking a lot recently about how there are all these like jobs out there, like if all of the people like you disappeared in the world, we would notice really fucking fast.
Real fast.
Right. But if all of the media marketing consultants disappeared,
we'd have peace.
We'd be fine. Yeah, we'd be happier probably.
We would. We wouldn't have people there with a cat laser pointer trying to agitate us.
Yeah.
Oh, look over here. There's a starving child. I don't care. Maybe its parents should feed it.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And I'm not a person that I used to advocate for college education, but as time has gone on, I've found that the trades are, of course, a better source of reliable income. I have too many friends that are college graduates, and they're begging for work as a server.
Yeah.
But in San Antonio, you can still make good money even during this miserable period as a server, as a host, or as at a bar.
Yeah.
Not all the bars are closed here. A lot of the bars are opening back up under the restaurant status. They paid an extra $600 in embezzlement to the state of Texas because they forced them to. And so all these bars are now considered restaurants, and they have their own kitchen, and they're able to serve. And we have a new set of rules, but these people are still having their jobs, which is good. And Kronos says, trade schools. I totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah. The college thing has become about like runaway credentialism. Like you have to have this crazy credential sometimes to do a job that you really don't need to know any of the information you learned for. And like when schools started, like private schools are up to like $50,000 a year now. And it's just not worth getting a credential to work as like a CPA. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just,
especially a CPA that's living in Kansas or wherever the Keystone Pipeline was at. I see that area depopulating very fast.
Or did you say you're in San Antonio?
I'm in San Antonio.
Oh, cool. I love San Antonio.
It's nuts here. I love it.
Yeah, it is nuts. Yeah, I like it. I like it too. It's not far from Austin, but it's like radically different from Austin. Right?
It's actually starting to change. It's a little bit demographic, a little bit, because you see the influence from outside the state coming in. Mm-hmm. And it used to be 5 years ago that when you were walking around down here, you saw a lot of veterans, a lot of military, and that was the primary draw for San Antonio up until about 5 years ago. But now we have overflow coming in from Austin. They lived in Austin for 2 or 3 years, and they realize it's untenable. The traffic is not worth it. Who wants to pay $300,000 on a 1,200 square foot condominium, and they can come here for the same price and get 4 to 6 acres of land, and they have 3-bedroom. They've never had that before, and so they're coming down here. And I say infesting down here because a lot of them did not learn the problems that they made in California. They've moved here. They're trying to burden us with their mindset, and don't do that. And you're bumping into more people that are from out of town. And I don't want to just point at California because Illinois is a problem. And that's the state where I hail from. New York is a problem. And just where these people have these lofty mindsets, but they don't understand where they can have the resources to pay for such a desire. Darth Haster, it was a pleasure having you on.
Yeah. Good night, brother.
I wonder where he went. Did he say?
No, he's just tired. He'd been up all night. He was wrenching for Latino Slant earlier.
Oh, gotcha.
And his phone, he was on his phone, so his phone was
His
about
phone
to
was
blow up.
cooking.
Yeah, so no problem, brother. Give it a rest. Get some rest.
Before he says something he's gonna regret.
San Antonio does have a primary, like a center or barely center right demographic to it still, but it's a lot different than what it was even 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you were primarily going to go out in town, bump into veterans families. You're going to bump into people that were active duty. We have 6 military bases here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more training areas that are getting ready to open up in the next few years, according to what Greg Abbott says, within an hour's drive. And so it looks like Texas will become a military installation par excellence. And I'm pretty impressed with that.
When I was last in San Antonio, I just remember getting really good Mexican food.
It's amazing here. We have generational Mexican food here.
Generational?
We have a lot of people that are like 3rd and 4th generation Texans that are from south of here, and they came up 2 hours north of the border. They're about 3 hours away from their ancestral birthplace, and they've got their family, their kids, their grandkids here, and they've turned it into a lifestyle to where they have a restaurant and a couple food trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that's so popular here.
Yeah.
Dude, Kronos, let me tell you, we do Tex-Mex really good.
Yeah.
Latino Slant.
Yes, hello,
Paulie.
Latino. You're welcome, brother. No problem.
Yeah. I caught a little bit of the show. I didn't say anything in the chat, but
I love Paulie.
I loved it. I lived in Mexico for a while, and I really appreciated being able to get Mexican food. You know, up in Washington, where I spend my time when I'm not down here, you can get really good Salvadoran food, Honduran, but it's, it's nothing like Mexican food, and I miss good Mexican food.
I've been in Mexico City, and I've got to say that the food there is not as, I would say, spicy as what the Tex-Mex is here. Now, it does have its own particular herbs they put into it, but the spices are different. The water is a little different, and so everything tastes. There's like a 20% difference in what you get Mexico City versus like San Antonio or Corpus Christi.
Good night, Parrot Head. Good night, Parrot Head.
Hey, Parrot Head. Good seeing you, friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between Mexican and Tex-Mex, too. Tex-Mex is often much spicier.
And
Totally.
the weird thing is that the people here, we like habanero laced food. I love habaneros. I will destroy my mouth for good habanero. But you go to Mexico and you say, "Do you have any jalapenos?" And they will look at you and they know that you're not already from there. But then they're like, "If you come back tomorrow, I'll have some." Because most of the people from Mexico don't eat the spicy stuff at all.
Well, not that spicy. Everything will have a little jalapeno or chili piquin.
It's got to be mild.
Yeah.
Or medium, excuse me. Kronos is like, my poor butthole. Dude, if your butt's not in pain, why are you living? If you're not crying on the toilet, good old spicy habanero that makes you feel like for 6 hours that you've got a burning piece of charcoal in your gut and it's slowly making its way around the curves of your intestine. You can feel it as it hits tumbles. It's like, oh, ow.
You know, I never used to like spicy foods. Then I ate a spicy chip once for a challenge. And I like spicy stuff now. I'm like, oh, I like hot stuff. Yeah.
I'll let you know, Slant. You're making my inner stoner so happy.
What is he saying?
The northern influence of Mexico, asada, machaca.
Oh,
Yeah.
All phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm in Costa Rica right now, and like the one thing that that really makes me think I can't live here for the rest of my life is the food, because it's totally boring. Especially having lived in Mexico. I mean, it's just there's nothing like Mexican food, but Costa Rican food is just it's like there are beans and there are rice, and then there's beans and rice. And it's good. It's wholesome. It's just not great.
See, there's a dish that I'm a big fan of pork, and I like getting what they call a Boston butt roast, and I'll usually have it sliced about an inch or maybe 3/4 of an inch, but I'll get it sliced for pork steaks. Now, the people here instead will have they'll cut it up, and they have carne asada, which is a nice spicy pork steak that's diced up and put into a burrito, and you have that for breakfast. And you have a little bit of a yellow habanero, it's a little bit of sauce, or green habanero, and you enjoy that. You don't want to eat 3 of these. Okay, they're going to be filling. They're in a flour tortilla. Come on now.
Carne asada is beef.
Is it carne? I thought carne asada was pork steak.
No, anything that says carne is beef specifically.
Yeah.
What is the pork version of that? Because they call it carne asada.
Carnitas, maybe?
Carnitas, my bad.
Yeah.
But
that's pork.
My bad, and I apologize. But
I
they
love
chop up a pork steak, and I'll put that in the tortillas and add the shredded cheese, and then flour tortilla, and they let it just sit in the toaster for a bit. And by the time I leave the table, I'm really thinking like, I want to go back to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the good stuff.
As far as beef is concerned, are you familiar with a chuck eye steak?
A chuck eye. I mean, I feel like I can never quite grasp what the different things mean, because I've had like beef chuck, right? And I make pot roast at home out of chuck sometimes, but I don't know of chuck steak. I don't even know what that is. I make
a chuck steak is basically part of the neck that you're eating, and the chuck eye is that first piece that comes off of that. And so when you get it, it's really well marbled, and a lot of butchers will say it is a poor man's ribeye. Now, at the local Kroger's or HEBs for you Texans, what you can do is you can get 2 or 3 chuck eye steaks for between $7 and $10. And if there was ever a steak that was ideal for steak and egg breakfast, that's it, because it's about 6 to 8 ounces. They're not very big. They're perfectly marbled, and you can and you can saute it up. You can do what you want. Put it on the grill, skillet cook it. I like to skillet cook it with the eggs right there next to it, and sorry.
Sounds good.
My bad, Latino slant. I didn't realize I was talking about carnitas.
Well, they sound almost the same. Yeah.
We have a couple family-owned restaurants around here. I live in the medical district of San Antonio. There's about 12 hospitals and probably triple that of little Mexican Tex-Mex restaurants or food trucks. I've gained about 40 pounds.
Yum.
Yeah.
Eating good there, huh?
Yeah. I'm not going to get skinny anytime soon.
I would kill for Mexican right now. Oh, shit. I just got to drop it.
Okay?
Yeah, I got a drop of water on my computer. That's all. Sitting outside smoking a cigarette.
Latino slants like, the market. Yeah. Yeah, Mi Tierra is a little kind of like almost a quad or pavilion style area downtown San Antonio. And I recommend anybody that comes in town for great Mexican food to go there.
Yeah.
And they serve beer till like 2 or 2:30. They were doing that last year. They maybe shouldn't have been, but I was in there drinking past like 2:30 in the morning.
Tomatillos Cronos are they're green tomatoes they're different from tomatoes though. They're like a little bit more tart. That's what makes green salsa. If you've ever had green salsa that's made of tomatillos.
Delicious.
I love it.
See, I'm just a Midwest guy that moved down to Texas because I was tired of losing my jobs. I kept leaving. So I followed jobs. And that's how I came about down here. But haven't gotten used to all the food types. And I apologize. My food grammar is poor.
Oh, no, anyone can. Yeah, it's not. They teach people that carne is the word for meat, but it's actually only beef that works for.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I can't even think of a word in Spanish for like meat the way we use it. Any like protein flesh thing. There's there's pollo, there's carne, there's puerco. I woke up a bird.
You woke up a bird.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I hear birds.
There are all these birds that sleep in these trees outside our house, and they usually make just a shit ton of noise at dawn and dusk. But at night, occasionally I wake them up and they get a little angry.
Hey, Jedi Bill.
Yeah.
Can you put the StreamYard link back in the chat again for Mr. Latino Slant if you don't have him on DMs?
Oh, I sent him. Check your Twitter if you're Latino, Polly. It's in the. I sent one. I sent him a link on his Twitter.
I know he just got off stream, but if he's not done with being in front of a camera again, so it's good to have him around.
Well, that nice Panama hat.
If he wants to come up, he's up to him. I leave it up to him. If he wants to drop by for a little bit.
I like the hat. Definitely. Shut up, Kronos.
You tell him. Shut up, Kronos. We're missing Carlo and Thomas was here earlier.
Thomas, the Guinea Pig Collective?
No, Thomas Potts. Yeah.
Did you say Gay Pig Collective?
Guinea Pig Collective.
Guinea pig.
Oh,
yeah.
There's this guy, and he's got a lot of these little furry animals.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go further.
Tommy's a great guy, though. Tommy's a great guy.
He's amazing.
Yeah. He used to wrench for me, and then he said, I'm going to go make my own content. I said, yeah, go for it, buddy.
Awesome.
Without making some cool content.
Why is it called wrenching? Why is it called wrenching?
Oh, that's just to monitor a chat.
There's a little wrench icon by it. Like Jedi Bill, if you could make Kronos a mod for a moment, and Kronos will type something, and it'll have a little blue wrench by it. And that's what
yeah.
Oh, the little wrench by the name. Okay.
He was a wrench. He should be a wrench. I mean,
well, that's not a Panama hat. That's a jarocho hat, right? Jarocho.
He is a wrench. He's got a wrench here.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I was doing a StreamYard chat and I didn't see that everybody was wrenched. My bad. You're wrenching. It's a painful process.
Yeah. I got so many because, well,
Kronos doesn't trust
a lot
her.
of friends.
I'm not surprised.
After the article that came out today on Time Magazine, that's about a half true article as I've ever read it.
What article? I don't know what.
Well, Time Magazine trying to have a brag fest or a victory lap discussing how elite individuals and business owners and various heads of big tech all conspired to make sure Donald Trump was not our president. And it's a big article. It's going to be big for the next 3 or 4 days. You'll hear Rush talking about it on Monday. It happened after his show. He's going to come back on Monday out of stage 4 cancer treatment, barely able to talk, and that's all that's going to fall out of his mouth. He's going to talk about this shit. It's going to be the big story for the weekend.
I don't see it on their front page, but maybe it came out before. Sometimes they release some stories before they've changed, the magazine front page. The secret history of the shadow campaign that saved the 2020 election. Okay. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
They'll still make time life. I thought it was one of the ones that kind of went away. Is it all digital now? Isn't it? Or are they still?
Time's got print. Time does print mags, rags. That article only goes about halfway into the truth. It doesn't really steer you wrong. It just doesn't tell you all the names and really how much money they spent. The amount of money they spent actually to get rid of one man out of the presidency was closer to $3.5 to $4 billion combined. That was a lot of money for 2020.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier on your stream, weren't you?
Yeah. I'm still kind of butthurt about it, but I'm coping pretty well.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm not a super fan of Trump, but I love what he did.
Yeah, I'm just skimming.
It's okay.
Yeah, and Nina is anti Biden, and she says they're trying to bring back the Obama care bully BS. I don't know.
Kronos, I won't make fun of hiding Biden, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time in my life I will ever see a president win a campaign by hiding in his basement and letting the Praetorian Guard cover for him. That's the only time it will happen.
Yeah.
These tricks happen once. If they are tried twice, they fail.
Do you think in 20 or 30 years they'll even say, oh yeah, that 2020 election, it was rigged?
This is going to go down just like Kennedy versus Nixon, I believe. You're going to see a lot of people that make references to it. You'll have to have an interpreter from back in the time interpret it for the youngsters because they'll have no frame of reference. There will be no mention of it in the history books.
Do students get any history now?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'll have to find out in a few years. My daughter starts going to history classes.
Yeah. How old's your daughter?
I know. She's 7 right now. They don't learn much.
Yeah, my kid's 14. And it's just history is not one of the things that I think anybody does. Yeah. Yeah, Richard's saying they get social studies.
Social studies, yeah.
I think the history that I got in, junior high and high school was shit too.
Yeah. Just move along till you're not our problem,
That's all it really is.
Yeah. Move along. give you the few basics and scoot you up to the, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, when we were kids, they'd pass you along. It doesn't matter if you're just a little behind on your skills set on, comprehension of reading and grammar and everything.
So Rush is having surgery this weekend?
He's not having surgery, but he's been doing stage 4 cancer treatments for his lungs. And he's been in and out of rest periods where he can do 3 or 4 days straight. He has to go rest for 5 or 6. And then he'll come back on the radio for about 2 days. He takes a week off. And he's not looking well. He's very thin compared to what he was. He's lost probably about 70 pounds. And it's not a healthy weight loss. You can look at him and you just kind of get this nasty feeling like he's not long for here at all. And that's the part about it that kind of upsets me the most, because he's the one guy I listened to that got me into conservatism and critical thinking for all intents and purposes. But I say that because I don't want to come off as a quote unquote conservatard, but I mainly come out and I try to think of things as, where are we going to have the most gain? Where's the most benefit? And I judge that by where is the best dollar cost. And I think of it from that aspect. I'm not really ever worried about how people are going to feel about it, because no matter what you might achieve or no matter what you might have done, there's 10,000 opinions over one action. So I'm not going to worry about what people think. But if you can have one guy make, within 4 days, he's going to triple his yield on Wall Street bets off Reddit, I'm going to ask exactly, okay, well, how do we get more people like that? And that's just kind of where I come from. I look at the money game as kind of like the same way that a young kid looks at the high score table on an arcade. How do I get there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in Illinois till I was 36. I barely earned $28,000 a year in retail. I make it to Texas, and I got into the oil field industry. I was making 6 digits when I was working in the oil, and it was up, it was down, it's up. It's the oil field. And then I discovered that you can live outside of the oil field and still survive very well. So I just made that little transition.
Yeah.
My family doesn't understand it. Are you still wanting to be a poop truck driver? Yes, Mom. We're good over here. When you want to come down and visit? What? Oh, it's too hot. Can you come up here? No. Good. What's the temperature, Mom? It's 18 degrees. Yeah, I'm not coming up. That's a hard negative.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Polly. Hey, Polly.
Greetings.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going good. I'm about to pass out, but it's good to see Bruce,
sir,
and Andy, and had to give my props to Jedi Bill for being so kind to push back his show an hour. Because I'm like, can you push back your show an hour? Because some of your peeps will come to my show and then go to your show.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That was very
You're
nice
welcome.
of you, man. Very
Welcome,
nice.
man.
What are we talking about?
Well, the chat's talking about history and social studies.
Yeah.
I was talking about the article that Time put up.
Yeah.
Oh, politics.
Yeah.
Little bit. It's touching subject. Yeah.
Not trying to stay in politics, but that's what we were talking about.
Right. How you doing, Bruce? How you feeling, man?
I'm going to get back into streaming more often. The past few weeks, I've been out of it a bit, dealing with some issues at home and painting more, and actually was doing a little bit of studies on reading on a fiction project, and just finally finished the Expanse series of novels.
Well, two things. I noticed I hadn't seen you around in a while, so it's good to see you. And then I hear that the Expanse books are amazing.
I'm going to disagree with that. I want to say the Expanse.
Okay.
I want to say the Expanse books 1, 2, 3, and 5 are required reading. 4, 6, 7, 8 are bad.
Oh, there you go.
And number 9 does a really valiant effort to tie it together.
Number 9. Number 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it does everything it can to pull it back, to bring it into focus. But there is a lot more quote unquote woke politics in the book's Expanse than there ever will be in a series. The series has done everything it can to keep a lot of that stuff out, and to where you can have a focus on good characters, a good narrative flow that consistently will challenge the watcher of the series as to how is this going to evolve? How is this going to impact this character? And because the characters in the Expanse are so diverse, even though they might be from the same location, the show far exceeds the book series. I'm not saying the book series is utter crap. Books 1, 2, 3, and 5 are great, but I really didn't like books 6 and 7 at all. I pushed through that and I grunted my way through it, and it's over.
Was it just bad writing, or did the story go weird?
The story went weird because it followed a political mindset trying to empower something that should just be left alone, and either it withers and dies or it learns how to flourish. And instead, they throw in so many false hopes and dreams that should never be followed. And it basically was the Tide Pod experiment of the kids in the Expanse books. The books 6 and 7, I felt like that's what I was watching. Like, how many bad ideas are they going to try here?
Huh. Usually when you get to that, like, that far in a series that has that many books, it's like the guy, whoever the writer is just like banging on the keyboard by that point, just coming up with anything.
I felt like that's what exactly was happening. He was struggling to get more words on paper.
Yeah.
And instead he went and he ran to Daily Cause and he said, I could do 60 pages on this. And I didn't want to read
commodity writing.
Yeah. And I can understand the necessity of the author to do that, but they didn't need to publish it.
Yeah.
That's where I've been, Paulie. It's just I've been between that and time. I've been putting in about 50 to 55 hours a week at work, and I have a half-hour drive to and fro. I don't want to be in front of a camera. I want to be able to eat, and I know after about a half hour after I eat, I'm going to power down and get supine and just pass out.
Oh man, that sounds about right, and it's good to see your face and smiling and talking, and
missed you guys, man.
But it's funny, I asked the right question there, Andy, with those books. The boy went off. I have not seen The Expanse. I tried to. It's just
it's a hard show to get into. It's very hard.
Yeah. I watched a couple episodes and was just like, meh, can't too much.
Right?
Yeah, it's just it tries to develop too many characters and stories and right from the beginning. So it's like the first couple episodes are all just it's like too complicated to follow in a way.
I need something. I need to be hooked from the beginning. The first couple ones didn't quite hook me, so that's why I don't watch it.
Yeah.
Season 2 has been, in my opinion, the best so far, but seasons 3 and 4 are really, really watchable. I'm on my third watch of it.
Wait, it's got that many seasons out already?
They're on 5. They're on 5 right now.
Oh wow.
Oh.
So if you're into trying it again, if you can get to season or episode 4 of the first season, you're probably going to stay in it because at that point, the survivors of one of the ships that gets destroyed, they get their own little ship, the Rocinante. And when they finally get free of some things that were tethering them to their old lives and they start going about doing things themselves, they start going down this narrative path that you don't really see with a lot of other franchises. And in the first season, they introduce you to the primary story pusher. I don't want to call it the antagonist, but it is an inanimate object that has an intelligence to it. And they call it the proton molecule. But you don't see it but maybe 3 times in season 1. In season 2, when it finally starts coming around, you're going to be introduced to it a little more, and you can see what it can do. In season 3, it hits this apex to where it opens up a whole bunch of possibilities in the most literal senses. Is it good? It's enjoyable to watch. The fact that you have 3 main factions, you have the Earthers or Terrans, and the majority of Earthers are on a socialist universal basic income. You have enough money for your drugs, your phone, and food, and that's it. And then you have a small percentage of people that are producers that they try to cover everybody else. You have Martians, which they were basically Texas, and they went and they left Earth. They're like, we're done with this. This is garbage. And
I've always thought Texans were kind of like Martians.
Yeah. They go to Mars and they settle, and they're like, man, this is great, but we only got 70% of the gravity, and we really should try to terraform and make this a blue sky planet. And they go in this mindset to where they're going to do that, and Earth really upset that the taxes are not helping. Listen, we're losing a lot of money because of you Martians. And they go to war with Mars. They go to war with their own colony, and Mars beats them back and says, stop. We'll help you as much as we can, but we've got to survive. And instead of focusing on their R&D and getting their survivability and their environmental tech up, they instead have their military, which becomes amazing. So they're really good. They're really good for tactical items.
Oh, they become the United States.
But then you have a third faction called the Belters, and those are the people that live in the asteroid belt, and they're typically really thin-boned. They can't really stand Earth gravity that much. They have to be in special water tanks with apparatuses to help them breathe because the gravity kills them. And they go out and they get the minerals, they get the ice, they do everything for the rest of the system. And that's season 1. If that doesn't do a good elevator pitch, I really can't help you. But with the 3 factions that I just detailed there, and the way they interact with each other, the Belters are the low, bottom of the barrel people, because we can get another Belter to come and bring us a block of ice or another silver-laden rock. And then you have Mars and Earth duking it out.
Right.
It's kind of fun to watch, but you really have to give it a chance.
And the Cold War. Right.
Hey, Keely Chow, that Nigel movie guy. Great to see you.
I mean, just on that explanation, I'm like, all right, I can't. It was a good pitch. It was a good pitch, Bruce. You did a great job. I'm just like, maybe it's because I'm about to pass out, but I'm like, that's just too much thinking.
Yeah, it sounds like
you're gonna review Jim Cotta later today.
Oh my God.
And
why did you bring that up?
Because me
Okay.
and Mordigan were talking about it last night.
All right. So what's going on is every Saturday we'll do a theme, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's got to be a bad film in there. It'll be a good film, but it's got to be about bad films. Like you have to have watched a bad film. So tomorrow is 2 films from the same director, 1 great film and 1 just completely horribly movie experience.
Who's the director?
It's Robert Klaus. Help me out here. He directed Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee, which is like just a fantastic movie, especially for its time. And then about 10 years later, he did a movie called Gymkata, which mixed gymnastics and martial arts.
Oh.
And it is
Robert Klaus.
Robert Klaus, thank you.
Robert Klaus.
Complete. Oh my God! So we're gonna discuss that tomorrow.
What's it called? Gymkata. Here it is.
Gymkata. Yeah.
I actually kind of liked it when I was a kid. I haven't seen it since then. I mean,
17% on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, that's too high. That's literally too high, Andy. It's like you're like, okay, you put you guys have put a gymnastic guy as the lead actor. You realize this, right?
Yeah.
And he's just so horrible, and the writing's so horrible, and it's just stupid.
It's good cheesy fun though.
No, it's not. No, good cheesy fun is Flash Gordon, is Roadhouse. That's good cheesy fun.
Where does Cynthia Rothrock movies come for you, though?
Who?
The girl that was in the China O'Brien movies. Where does that rank for you? Because her films were never great. They were always bad.
I have no idea who that is. Are these martial arts?
The guy that directed Gymkata and the Dragon Story with Bruce Lee.
She was in I remember that name.
Yeah, she used to be a Cinemax late night action movie star.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
See, and that's another thing is that when you go down that route, we don't count those because they're bad, right? We're talking about the movies that are trying to be, like
quality.
Quality, and they have a budget, and they're released by a studio, and it's
What's
shit.
this budget you speak of?
Like Bruce Willis in The Breach. He did a movie called The Breach.
Oh no!
And he's a space janitor who drinks hooch, and the hooch they find out that the hooch is the only thing that can kill the space worms, and there's space worms inside this cargo frigate where Thomas Jane is wearing sunglasses. That's a real movie.
I'm looking at it right now. It's a 3.7 on IMDb. It's going immediately on my Prime Video watch list for $5.
Gymkata had $5.7 million budget in 85.
Yeah.
I mean, that's money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something. And I remember as a kid that I remember the trailers because it was Kurt Thomas, Olympic champion. Like that's like that meant something. And it was just so stupid. And then he's fighting these villagers, and then all of a sudden he finds a pommel horse in the middle of this fucking village. He's kicking people's asses on the pommel horse.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. And
I'll just say I liked it then. I haven't seen it in about 25, 30 years, so I don't know.
And Mad Mardigan's the one who recommended it. So, like, let's say I invite you, Bruce, or invite Andy, and it's like, all right, but you got to recommend a bad movie.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's how that fun starts.
Yeah, I mean, this just sounds totally whack.
See, if I would have to go back through my library of old MST3K movies to pick one. But the thing is, we wouldn't watch that version. We'd watch the non-MST3K version because we can't watch it with fun. It's got to be a bad movie in a bad movie sense.
But MST3K did movies that, like, were. I think what you were talking about, Ollie, is like they were like campy, bad movies.
Well, yeah, there's rules you gotta have. Like we have, they can't be like annoying sequels. They can't be spoofs.
Yeah.
The best ones are actually our legitimate stars like Travolta,
If you want
Mickey
something
Rourke.
cringeworthy, I can tell you something that was seriously put out there that is pure and utter cringeworthy.
Tell me.
Irish 1980s Catholic school sex education video.
Oh my god, that sounds
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. It is
Yeah.
pure cringeworthy. All you hear is,
Yeah.
"Hello, everybody."
Hello.
No, all you hear is the girl.
Sorry.
Hello, everybody.
going on, Raven?
I'm just here and we're going to talk about some sex now. Let us begin this video with a quick prayer.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god.
You know, Thomas Jane recently has been starring in some just shitty ass movies. There's a movie with him and Anne Heche on Netflix where their daughter goes missing, and then the whole town and all the sheriffs are looking for the daughter, and they're just out of their minds. This bad method acting, and we were watching it. We couldn't stop watching it. And the fact that these movies are getting made, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Did you ever watch Avatar, The Last Airbender, the anime?
I mean, Avatar, The Last Airbender, the movie was horrible.
No, the anime.
No,
the anime was good.
The anime was good. Yeah,
they did a thing in it towards the end where so all of the people and voice actors were professional actors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they said, okay, guys, ham it up. Remember your worst high school play ever. So when they brought them in, they said, okay. And they're like, you want us to reenact your worst high school play? It's like, yeah, do the voice. And they said that they had to stop laughing when the voice actress for Zuna came up and she's like, Father, where have you been today? The Avatar has gotten away. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our Saturdays afternoons.
Me and at Comic-Con, me and my best friend, we have a tradition where we watch some pure and utter fucking tripe on YouTube. When we're sitting there, we're like, what the fuck is going on? And everything. We watched North Korean Lion King movie. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, dude, it's mental. It's on YouTube.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, then there's the North Korean Titanic movie where everyone on Titanic is actually alive but on an island. Then there's this couple who are in love with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're made immortal. And they also live on this island by the king of Atlantis who has no face for some reason.
Isn't that Lost?
No.
That Lost.
This is made by a North Korean company. They also created a Lion King movie where Simba has to go into a soccer game.
What?
Simba.
Yes.
Simba.
Wow.
I think almost anything by Keanu Reeves that isn't like The Matrix
John Wick
is pretty bad.
Well,
Constantine.
Yes and no, right? There's a movie called Knock Knock that he did 5 years ago with Ana de Armas, who's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stupid ass movie, but is good bad.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. You can't stop watching. At least we couldn't, but it's like, how did this is so bad, but it was good.
If you want to watch something terrible, I have 2 words for you. Human Centipede.
Oh no, I heard about that. No. Reverend, you're a little twisted and dark there.
You have no idea, man.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Dude, I watched there was this documentary, right? And it said they were talking and it was showing the execution of someone. And they had him in Rome and everything like that. It was this big like documentary over here.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it, they tied them to 2 trees that were bent down. These gigantic trees that they had bent over, and the trees they flung up and ripped them in half. And everyone went, "Oh no, what a way to go!" I was dying lying on the couch. I was there rolling around because all they did is whoom, and he was gone.
I put one in the private chat that looks pretty bad.
Oh, look at you.
Sweet November.
Oh no. Let me see this.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Oh yes, and Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron. I know.
I think we're gonna have you come on the show.
Well, all I did was like go look at the list of Keanu Reeves's films and looked like
this reminds me of the movie poster of a John Travolta, Lily Tomlin romantic movie. It was so bad.
What?
And
them together?
This was like years ago. Let me look it up, man.
Have you ever seen the Happy Death Day movies?
No. But
yes. Well, Mrs. Slant really loves those.
I have to say, that the idea of Lily Tomlin playing any romantic lead is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Sorry. No disrespect.
She was the incredible shrinking woman.
I was watching one time I was having dinner with my mother in the sitting room and she was watching this program, right? And it was this one with Brendan Gleeson in it and another guy, so she likes it and she's like, okay. She's like, yeah, this is like the 3rd season and everything, and I'm like, cool, and I'm just seeing it, and I'm like, oh, cool, it's Captain Janeway, she's old. Wonder what she's doing there. Stop it. Put your pants back on. No.
Oh, I know exactly what movie. Okay, sorry.
There you go, Andy.
It was my brother's favorite movie when we were growing up, and so we watched it over and over again. And it is so horribly bad. It's Xanadu.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. This is worse.
No, that's like a pet. It's like a favorite.
Check. Look at the chat, guys. The private chat.
What the one that? Oh, here we go. IMDb.
Wow.
My sister loves fucking.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, there's a photo of them kissing. It just looks horrible.
It does look horrible.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
Oh, I guess that was before she was out.
So maybe we pair those 2 movies and call it.
You watch the whole thing?
Well, no, you watch them, before, and then we come on the show and talk about it.
Okay.
Show photos and maybe a little bit of video.
My goodness, what do you do all week? But you have to watch a whole season of the X-Files.
It's called alcoholism.
It sounds like you have a packed television schedule, screen schedule.
Yeah, well, I'm on a schedule, which allows me to have more time. Doing other stuff at work here, but everything's homebound still.
Yeah.
So,
Are you on the West Coast?
What's that?
Are you on the West Coast?
Yes, Los Angeles.
Gotcha.
You disgust me.
Okay.
Why?
Los Angeles is a cesspool.
That's my home. It's just like with anything else. There's a lot of hype, of the bad shit, and there's actually a lot of rich culture here in Los Angeles, especially the Mexican culture, which is what I am. So we're talking generations of family, of culture, of music and food. And you don't see any of that stuff.
Love and romance.
Love and romance. But yeah, man, you know, I hear you on those cesspool area, parts, but you know.
Oh, yeah. Every city's got one.
Oh, I gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah,
You up, Molly.
Mrs. is calling.
No good.
Later, Polly. Thanks for
Okay,
dropping
take
in.
care.
See ya.
Good night.
Thanks for dropping
Night.
in, Polly. Take care. See you tomorrow.
Hey,
What
Bill.
an awful woman.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to probably drop out too. I'm
Okay.
starting to feel tired, man.
Yeah.
But
Thank you for dropping in, man.
It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Anytime.
Andy, it was great to meet you, hon.
Good to meet you too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Night,
Take care,
Reven.
Bruce.
Night, chat.
See ya.
Yeah.
Aw.
I'm probably gonna have to go soon too, but
Yeah, it's late where all you guys are.
what'd you say?
It's late where all you guys are.
That ain't too late here. I mean, it's
It's
early,
what?
but I'm the night
It's
guy.
nearly 1 o'clock in the morning where you are, Bill? Or 2
Yeah,
o'clock?
it's 2 almost 2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
on your time too. No, it's 3 here. Okay.
I just
And what
woke
time is
up.
it over in Ireland?
It is 8:59 in the morning.
Aha.
Yes. It's morning time.
It's
The
really
sun has woke.
Saturday.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do this weekend?
I'm under lockdown, so try and get around. Make sure my Dutch friend's okay. And did you hear about the Netherlands?
No, what?
The entire government collapsed last night.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Apparently the king was on his way to the parliament to try and fucking stabilize the government, make some sort of stable government until elections can be held.
Yeah, have they called? Have they set a date?
They only called it everything collapsed yesterday. All the opposition and most of the party heads have resigned.
Gotcha.
They basically what happened was there was this child benefit?
Yeah.
So basically nearly every mother in the Netherlands was ordered to pay back their child benefits. Because they were all wrongly accused of fraud. So they were ordered to pay it back.
Yeah, that's a political nightmare.
So made the government collapse, and basically when this is over, the Irish government is going to implode spectacularly because they're already saying that they broke Irish constitutional law. People are saying that the Taoiseach and the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister should both be arrested for breaking the law. The president should be ashamed of himself.
Wait a second. I thought you were talking about the Dutch government.
No. Yeah, the Dutch government's collapsed, but the Irish government may collapse as soon as normal life returns.
What does that have to do with the Dutch government?
No, it's just saying there's not that much on the Dutch. I was just saying about
okay.
Oh.
Don't they? Gotta make sure that this. I don't know. I thought Mr. CD was gonna come on here tonight, but hopefully I need to get in contact with him.
What? I didn't understand anything you just said.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, he was hoping that Mr. CCVD would come on.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was wanting to show that he would, would make this watch party happen or whatever. I don't know. We might have to LDG, but
On Sunday?
yeah, to get the watch party because I don't know how to.
How what?
Some people have that side tube to have it as a screening room.
Well, basically, what you could do is you could have it like this, like the way we're set up. But at the same time, say for talk's sake, here I'll use us as an example. So, say you link me and you link Andrea to whatever we're watching, and we're sitting there and we're like, dude, check this, but we give everyone the link and the time code. We're like, okay, and on the count of 3, you all press play.
Yeah.
So you can't stream it, I guess. I guess they'll kick you off for
They
copyright.
will.
Yeah.
I got copyright claimed on my Mandalorian review because my Luke Skywalker fight scene was too long, so I have to find reactions to cut it down. Yeah.
Not looking forward to watching it, but it'd be fun to to shred it and how bad
Well,
bad
hold
it
on.
is.
Dude, Pickles is alive. Alive. Fucking hell. Pickles is awake.
Of course he's awake. He's always awake.
Yes, because nobody in our community likes to taste the sleep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. How have you been, Revan?
I'm okay. One of my friends lost their grandma yesterday night, so she was pretty upset. Then I ate an overly sugary bloody taco thing, which gave me heartburn. That was absolutely delightful.
An overly sugary taco thing?
Yeah. It was overly sweet.
What kind of taco is sweet?
Taco over here is sweet.
They have dessert tacos.
It comes in like a bottle like ketchup. Oh, sorry, taco sauce.
It was sweet?
Yeah, we have a sauce called taco sauce. It's a pink sauce. We call it taco sauce. Yeah.
I mean, we have taco sauce, but it's not sweet.
Ours is. Made by Hellman's.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So, yeah, that I've got chronic heartburn thing, so I have to be careful of like how sweet things are. Because if, for example, I can't have that much brown sauce or ketchup, or else my heartburn will get set off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, did Reddit leave?
I'm not sure.
I don't look at the chat for long amounts of time.
Last one was Lady Chronos Snipers.
Yeah, it was almost an hour ago. Well, not an hour ago. Almost 10 minutes ago. Just another red shirt. And good night.
Well, he's still there, but I guess your internet is still bad.
Yeah.
Interwebs.
And he said he was only going to be up till about now anyway. So just another red shirt. Time for yours. Yeah, he brunches for Gary Neurotic. One of the bigger channels there.
Gotcha.
So, Andy, if you're tired, you know.
Yes, because I live in the future, and Jedi Bill does not know what sleep looks like.
Yeah, I'll probably go to bed soon.
I sleep from time to time.
Yes, but the
I'm
thing
good.
is,
When,
it's like,
I'm good when I get my 3 to 4 hours. You know.
Anja, did you not hear the ancient legends?
Did I
Oh,
what?
they not hear the ancient legends.
The ancient legend?
Oh,
No.
yes, the ancient legends of the Jedi, where the one known as Bill 797. They say that when he sleeps, the sun will go out and the moon will die. When the stars burn and the oceans boil, that is when Jedi Bill will sleep.
Wow.
When
Like
God
a heavy
himself
metal.
comes down from heaven and smites the world, that is when Jedi Bill shall sleep. I got really bored one day, which is dangerous. And because there's this whole joke going on in my friend's Discord, okay? That me and her are two divine beings. I'm the god of chaos and she's just this divine being. And so I came up with this entire 15-minute long creation story, and it's fucking weird. Like, there's a joke that one of her friends, he's a werewolf, and it's like that she had a wolf, and this wolf was lonely, and then they said she went into battle against me, and I said my werewolf, and she sent off her wolf, and they met each other and shit like that, and it's just like fucking weird. But the funniest coincidence was what I said at the end. That was fucking hilarious.
What?
I said that there was I said now that there's a light deep inside her, and she was there, and she's like, oh my god, she's like fucking coincidence.
God, Revan.
What?
Well, that's just okay. It's very graphic there, buddy.
What? That there's a light deep inside her?
Yes.
That's not what you think, Bill.
That's not what I think. Okay.
No.
I hope. Okay, then my bad.
Fucking weirdo.
No, that's what it
Dude, get off
like.
the hub once in a while.
What?
Get off the hub once in a while.
I don't know what that means.
Hey, just another red shirt.
Hey. Hello,
Bill.
Revan.
Hey, man, Bill. We're here for you, bud.
Hello, mister.
If you need to,
Hello, Andy.
if you need to get off your and it's the Pornhub. It's known as the hub.
I don't have no hub.
Okay.
There's no hub.
There is on your fucking icons. I can see it in your eyes, man. Gay midget wrestling.
He's not doing that, Rowan.
He's watching gay midget wrestling.
No, because Nina would tell us from back there. I can see Nina right there.
Oh, and boy, we'd be able to hear Nina.
Yeah.
She's just used to it at this stage. She's like, that's Bill. He's watching his midget porn. He's like, oh, look, it's so small.
Okay.
Well, we'll see how this works. This is an experiment because I have had fits just streaming or just watching streams for hours yesterday evening. I filed a ticket with my ISP to see if they can do anything.
Let's stand up. There we go. There you go. Green screen.
That's a cool effect.
A green screen T-shirt. Yeah.
Cool.
The sickness.
That's awesome.
It is really cool.
You have a television on your chest, Bill.
I know.
Jedi Bill is officially a Teletubby. His life is complete.
That's awesome.
Oh, there it is.
Have any of you ever looked at behind the scenes of Teletubbies?
I know about those giant rabbits they have.
Yeah, but you know Tubby Tustard.
There we go. On flames.
Which one?
The custard that they drink, the pink shit that comes out of the tube.
Yeah.
They could not eat that. It was like paint mixed in with other stuff, and they had to put it. They could not eat it because if they eat it, they would die.
There you go.
Whoa! It's Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No way.
And next up, gay midget wrestling.
No.
Oh, that's a question. I know. I think Andy, you said you were a fan of TNG more than the original series. What about you and Revan and Jedi Bill? Or Star Trek original series fans?
Yes.
I've watched 3 episodes of the original series.
Okay. I got this today. This arrived today. Let me turn on the camera. Let's see. That would be this button here. And I'll do this. This will help.
Your camera's very choppy, dude.
Yeah.
Is that better? Okay.
It's freezing. It's like.
Oh, that
Oh,
is
boy.
cool. That
Nice.
is absolutely fantastic.
That is a diecast model of the Enterprise NCC 1701A.
Cool.
Hey.
Let me show you what I have.
Was it green like that, or do you paint
This is
that?
it's actually gray. The light that I'm using is kind of yellowish, and it's tinting it because I'm not using a daylight. I'm using a warm color temperature so that I don't look dead.
Yeah.
So I don't
You're
look
not?
green.
Wait, you're not?
No.
Jesus. Hold on, guys. I don't know. Can you see that right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, my DS9.
What's a DS9?
My Defiant. I have a January 1996 Playmates Defiant.
Playmates.
They're like really rare. The ones from that time period are really rare and that ship is worth over €300.
Can you see my cat?
Kitty cat.
What a pretty kitty.
That's Dingy.
Oh no.
She like, mother, let
My
me
kitty
sleep.
cat's
I will
getting
poop in your
trouble over
shoes.
here. Oh.
Oh, kitty.
Get off the bridge. Oh, there it goes.
Is he engaging in the sex?
Jedi Bill, it sounds like one of your cats is out of control.
Oh, yeah.
I made a mistake one time when I was younger, Andrew, when I had cats.
Mm-hmm.
I was messing and I went down onto her stomach and I nearly lost both my eyes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Poor kitty. Were you torturing the kitty?
I would, yeah.
Goodness gracious. What are you doing, Seabrook?
So, question for you Star Trek fans. What do you think of Q?
What do you think are cute? What?
Q.
No, Q.
Oh.
He's the TNG character. He was the
He's a great actor, isn't he? He's like a
yes.
really good
Not the actor. I mean the character.
Well, the character's a bad boy. It's like he's always in trouble with the rest of the Q.
Yeah, he's like a Loki. He's a trickster, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I liked him, and then Voyager made me hate him.
I never watched Voyager. I didn't.
They
much care
had
for
this
it.
stupid civil war where the entire crew, where the entire cast of Voyager have to go to the Q-tinium, and which is now the American Civil War, and everybody there looks like they're from that time period, right?
Right.
And to stop it, all they have to do is that they have to Q has to have a baby with another Q. and they touch fingers. Lightning runs between their fingers, and then then it's like, wow, wasn't that fantastic? Yeah, that was good for you. I never lost my touch. And Jane was like, wait, what? That's it? And it's like, what, are you jealous? She's like, then about an hour later, that evening, Jane was having her tea her coffee in the ready room, and Q appears with about a 2-month-old baby on his lap. And then throughout the season, Q Jr. Shows up as a teenager just to fuck shit up, and he's very annoying.
Well, it was because they couldn't bring Wesley Crusher back.
Fuck that shit, man.
Shut up, Wesley.
I got banned from Will Wheaton's from Will Wheaton's Twitter page because I simply he posted a comment and I simply posted to give shut up, Wesley.
Oh, that was a certain, from what I understand, that was a guaranteed ban on his Twitter page.
Yeah.
All the best people were banned by Will Wheaton. Trust me.
So, William Shatner was banned for a while.
Oh, I'm sure he was, but then he bans everybody else.
Yeah, well, he hasn't banned me.
Good. Go ahead.
He hasn't banned me because I'm nice to him.
Yeah. Did you hear the story of how Doomcock got unbanned?
Dude, I was there. I helped.
Did you? Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What happened? Tell me the story.
So Doomcock being he's always playing a character, the dictator that lives in the center of the earth and will one day rule the world. The evil overlord. And he plays that character in his streams, and he plays that character on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but it wouldn't surprise me. The problem is, I think he tried to pull that on William Shatner. William Shatner is famously does not suffer much of anything on Twitter, and he banned Doomcock. And
that's not what happened.
What? No. What was okay? So Red Letter Media lied. What was the real story?
When Discovery came out, Doomcock lost his ever-loving shit on Twitter. Right?
Oh, Star Trek Discovery, yes.
Yeah.
SPD. Uh-huh.
And he was tagging people and things like that and railing and everything like that. And he said he must have said something to Shatner. Right? So this is back in the day, and he said that he was blocked and everything like that. And then the community raised 1,000 for a charity.
Well, wait a minute. Big, you got it. Somebody interceded with Bill Shatner on Twitter, because I saw the tweet. Yeah. That was in Red Letter Media's report. They said, Bill, Doomcock is a huge fan of yours. He's a huge fan of the original series of Star Trek. Please, would you reconsider your ban? And Shatner in a tweet said, okay, Doomcock, if you're really serious and your fans really care about you, I'll tell you what. If you get your fans to raise, what was it, $5,000 for $1,000? If you get your fans to raise $1,000 for a charity that he then named, I'll rescind the ban. Well, they did it, and Shatner kept tweeting out the progress of the
that's cool.
The donations. And it hit 1,000, and he tweeted, okay, Doomcock, the ban is lifted. Behave yourself. And Doomcock came on Twitter and tweeted back, replied to him saying, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That response video, and the thing is, you can actually hear he's actually after being crying.
Yeah, I believe it. Because he really is a huge fan of William Shatner and the original series. So I'm quite certain this is before I knew or had ever seen Doomcock. This happened.
I don't like Doomcock, but does this make sense? I don't like Doomcock, but I like the man behind Doomcock.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I got to hang out. on his Discord, and I got to hang out with the guy in chats and things like that. He's actually quite funny, and dear God, he's really flirty with every bloody woman.
I believe it. He's very outgoing. It comes across on his channel. But he really plays a persona, and a lot of what he does is quite corny and campy, which I find, which is what I don't find so appealing. When he's playing it straight, then I have no problem listening to him, because his commentary on movies is great. I find he gets to, he talks about things that I missed. I go back to watch it because he mentioned it. I'll make a note and I'll go back and watch that.
He keeps everything private, but he'll flirt with women to a certain point, which has always made people think that he's married.
Right.
And then he posted during the eclipse. He posted a picture of the stars. He said, "From my family to yours," and there was like 5 bright stars, and me or one of the 2 people were talking. And it's like 5 bright stars, and the person I was talking to, she's married. She's like, "Yeah, to her, that's husband, wife, and 3 kids. That's what he's talking about." Yeah, but it's just like not saying anything out loud.
Right. But yeah, I could see easily how you could dislike his show, but like the guy behind the scenes of the show. Yes, I totally understand that.
I don't like the thing that he's after getting into. My inside sources have said.
Oh, geez, yeah, the rumors. The thing is that 10%, maybe 10% of them turn out to be true.
But that's
60% of them turn out to be half true, and the rest of them are complete and utter fertilizer. And it seems like that a lot of the time. And the problem is, I'm like, just tell me what the hell's going on. That's hard enough to figure out these days.
No, but it's also the same thing. This is one of the issues I've had. The Star Wars community and Star Trek communities are hurt.
Oh, yeah. Rightfully so.
Yes, rightfully so. But the thing is, when he's doing this with stuff that's not true, he's riling up the community.
Yes, I agree. That's my issue. He's raising hopes that then get dashed. Better not to do it. Better to just trumpet the good news if there's good news when it finally comes out and it's official.
I have this friend, and she likes to see the positive side and everything. She's more left than I am, right? And she likes to see the positive side. She thought 1 or 2 things from the sequel trilogy were good. And when she said that one time, she was somewhere on an old Discord that we were in. I swear to God that she had stabbed a baby in the eye. The amount of pure hate that she got. And then she got kicked off the Discord for it, for saying, I think that she thought that Kylo Ren had hope. Not hope, had a good prospect in the first movie. Right? She liked Rogue One, and she thought that Solo was fun. And they kicked her off.
Wow.
So now she doesn't talk about her opinions on the sequels. Like, she hates 8 and 9 with a vengeance, but she said like she's now actually kind of scared of like putting her opinions out there, and I'm like, no worries. So I have a thing that she can say to me whatever the hell she wants, and I don't judge her.
Right. Well, I know I've heard a couple of people on streams say that they liked the Last Jedi, I think it was, the episode 7, right? I've never seen them, but that in retrospect, people like it less and less because of where it led, which was 8 and 9. If 7 had led to 2 other movies besides what got created, it might still be a fairly moderately popular movie. but I think it suffers from now being part of that trilogy, which Geek Tripology has dubbed the Disney tragedy, which I love. I think that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it suffers from being part of that story, the first third of that story. And it didn't have to be, it didn't have to lead into the disaster that it did. So I can see how she might have liked the first one. I've heard people say exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think the first one was that bad. I really thought it was pretty good. Then 8 and 9 come out, and they go, holy crap, these are awful.
Wait, is 7 the Jar Jar Binks one?
No, that's in the prequels. That's 2 and 3 or
this
something.
is Force Awakens, the first
Force Awakens. The Force Awakens, yes. Episode 7. Yeah, the first of the final. So the movies are made in threes. So there was 4, 5, and 6, then 1, 2, and 3, then 7, 8, and 9. And 7, 8, and 9 are the Disney
What
ones.
do you think, another retro, what do you think about this whole thing of them rebooting 7, 8, and 9?
Well, there was a time, probably about a month and a half to 2 months ago, where I would have said that could save the franchise. Then, in the wake of the finale of season 2 of The Mandalorian, and public statements made by certain Disney executives, I think the problem is endemic at Lucasfilm and Disney, and I don't think that if those people are the ones doing a reboot, that it's going to be significantly better than what they did, because they didn't do that because of incompetence. Well, maybe somewhat, but I think the Disney trilogy was done with malice aforethought. They had an agenda. They had an agenda, and it wasn't to finish George Lucas's epic story.
No.
So I don't think they will turn around and say, well, okay, this time we'll do it the way George wanted.
I think that if Kennedy goes and Favreau gets in charge, I think that Star Wars might come back in the movies.
Okay, I'll take that, and I'll raise you. And I suspect half or more of the story group that KK hired needs to go.
All of it.
Oh, okay, fine, all of it. Okay, if KK and the story group go, and Favreau is given a permanent position there, the problem is Favreau is as I recall, he's from Marvel. He really knows his comic books and his superhero stories. I mean, I don't think The Mandalorian is the greatest television I've ever seen. It's really good compared to most of what I've seen recently, but that's a low bar to clear.
We're not saying that's great television. What we're saying is it's great Star Wars.
Okay. I mean, I think it has its great moments, and certainly for the first time since parts of the prequel movies, I felt like I'm watching Star Wars again. The feel was there, the atmosphere. The atmosphere was there. And that was what I liked the most. It was like, it's Timothy Oliphant, but I'm not going, what were we talking about the last time? The Western. Deadwood. Yeah, Timothy Oliphant is there, but I'm not thinking Deadwood because he looks completely different than he did in Deadwood. So I'm not pulled back into that. I'm going, yeah, he fits. This fits. Yeah. This works. There's Boba Fett's old armor. Wow. Yeah. Well, half of it. It didn't. I don't think he was wearing all of it. I like that.
Something. I'll tell you something. Every summer, I get my friend something, right?
Yeah.
After I get my big payment, and I turned around and I said, "Oh, hey, choose what you want this summer." So she always has months to think. And so blah blah blah. We were there, and then she texts me at 3:00 in the morning because after she got out of hospital, she had a few medical issues. So after she got out of hospital, she was binging The Mandalorian, and she messages me, "Boba Fett's new helmet." I'm like, what? 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, who am I? She's like, I want Boba Fett's new helmet. Coolio. So now I'm ordering Boba Fett's new painted helmet. But so me and my friends, we were talking about what we'd like to see in the Mandalorian, like as like nearly a final or something, like some big thing that we'd like to see, right? Have you watched Clone Wars? Sorry, Rebels.
No.
Okay.
No, I've watched anything Disney produced,
right?
Except Mandalorian. That's it.
Have you watched the Clone Wars?
No, that's Disney as well, isn't it?
No, it's not the original. Not the.
That's the animated.
Not 1 to 6 is not Disney. 7 is Disney season.
Okay, so I don't remember. Is Clone Wars one of the prequel movies?
No, Clone Wars is an animated TV show that was set after 2 and before 3, and it shows the Anakin falling to the dark side. It introduces Ahsoka Tano, and it makes 3 a lot better movie.
Oh, no, actually, I only just heard about that a couple of months ago for the very first time ever.
So there's these Jedi hunting Jedi who are basically Jedi police. They're called the Temple Guard. Okay?
Yep.
They've got double-bladed lightsabers and things, but they have a problem. They keep walking away, or else they keep falling to the dark side. Now, most of the Inquisitors who are Force users, who are dark side Force users, used to hunt down Jedi, right? And they have red double-bladed lightsabers on a wheel. Most of them were Jedi Temple Guard. So what I was saying would be cool is if in the Mandalorian you could have this like emotional thing where Ahsoka finds this guy. The Mandalorian is there, they're talking to him, everything like that. She's like, I recognize you from the temple. You were a master. You became a temple guard. It's like, keeps telling her, I'm not going to be who I used to be. I'm sorry. Stuff happened after 66. Because Anakin's apprentice, you saw Ahsoka, right?
If you say so.
In the Mandalorian, you saw Ahsoka.
I've never seen her before.
Yeah, but you saw her in The Mandalorian.
Actually, that's the episode I missed.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, I've never seen her.
Go back.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch that episode. I somehow missed that episode because I was like,
good
wait
episode.
a minute.
Yeah, so basically, she was Anakin Skywalker's apprentice.
Okay.
She viewed him like a brother. And she called him Sky Guy, and he called her Snips. Right?
Okay.
She was falsely accused of trying to blow up the Jedi Temple. And the council wouldn't believe her. The only people who believed her were Anakin and Obi-Wan. Right? And after this point, you can actually see Anakin turning more to the dark side. It's like every day I struggle with leaving the Jedi Order, Snips. But this is where I have to stay. He said, please come back. And she's like, I can't do that, Sky Guy. And she leaves. And then basically he starts losing his shit. You see him looking at when the Jedi Council give orders and everything like that. You can see it building inside him. He starts getting angrier, getting more vicious in his attacks.
Yeah, that would actually make the third movie make more sense.
Yeah. And he's standing there and he's looking, and there's this thing where there's this guy on Mandalore during the Mandalore arc. Okay?
Yeah.
And it turns out that Obi-Wan was in love with a woman called Satine, Bo-Katan's sister. Right?
Right.
But he stayed with the Jedi Order. And in it, she turned around to him and she's like, you said you would have stayed here with me forever. Why didn't you? He looked and he put his head down. He said, I would have left the Jedi Order if only you hadn't mouthed a word to me. So if she'd have simply said to him, leave the Order, he would have gone and he would have married her.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it turns out that Obi-Wan knew about Anakin and Padme. Right?
Right. Yep.
So he left him off and things because he didn't believe in their whole He thought that the celibacy rule was stupid and that Anakin was happier, like being married. So he knew about them the whole time. And they had this clone commander called Rex, who was really close to him, and who was actually looks like that and sounds identical to Boba Fett. He's voiced by the same actor.
Okay.
That's why they hired him, because all of them are identical. So they hired him now.
Mm-hmm.
Boba Fett. So, but in the show, Ahsoka survives. Rex goes off to hide somewhere, and Vader thinks that they're dead. But the thing is, there's a load of Darksiders who were tortured Jedi temple guards. So what I was saying is, you could have this guy, this Force user, like, I'm not going to fight. He said, I'm not going to show who I was, and they're like, okay, whatever, coward. So they're in a fight later on with a load of the Remnant Empire. And Ahsoka's there with the Mandalorian, and he's fighting, and they're like, what are we going to do? It's like, I don't know. And you see this Jedi walking down, and he's like, if I show you who I was, he's like, please. He said, I've made up for it. He said, please, don't hate me. Right? And she's like, okay. And he puts his hand up, and all he sees this box flying out from underneath his bed, just shooting down to him, right? And she's like, I've never seen anyone like be able to get something so small from so far away. And he's like, I am a master. You are an apprentice? He said, that is the difference. Then the box comes flying down.
Myself.
What?
I feel like I'm watching it myself.
Yeah. Then the box bursts open, and this armor shoots onto him, because the Inquisitor's armor was immune to blasting bolts.
Hey, are we getting to the point where you're going to tell us what you and your friend said you really want out of the Mandalorian?
This is what me and my friend said.
Okay.
Oh.
This is the story that it should have had in it.
Yeah, this is what me and my friends were talking about.
Okay. I thought this had actually happened.
So
no. This is what we're talking about. And then you see him, and he's standing there, and he gets out a red lightsaber, and he starts cutting him down. But you see basically the difference between Ahsoka and the Master, right? Like, where the Master makes Ahsoka look like she's a child playing with dolls. And then he ends up knighting Ahsoka. So that's what we were saying.
That was all too much for me to follow.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
As has been said before, why aren't you working for the show? Why aren't you writing an episode?
I fucking wish I was, man. I even have this idea for
you're a male.
I am a male.
They don't like our kind over there. They don't serve our kind anymore.
I mean, well, the way I describe myself, I am a cis Catholic straight white male who's right leaning, who takes shit from no one. They'll hate me.
Wait, Bill, who's not serving your kind?
Basically, if you're a straight white dude who is anyway conservative, centrist, right leaning, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they hate you.
But I didn't get. It was Bill, right? He said that.
Yeah.
What were you referring to?
The writing staff and the story group over at Lucas Arts Entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They don't like us because we're toxic males.
That's what they describe us.
I'm totally lost.
Okay, so
no, I got it. I got it. I meant that I was. I thought for some reason I thought Bill was talking to Nina about like going over to like Denny's or something.
No,
they don't like us, kind over there. What?
Yeah, they don't serve us.
It's like, dear God, Bill is here. Bill, last time you were here, man, we had closed down. That was at 3 a.m.
Actually, the last time I ate Denny's was dissatisfied with the service and everything. Yeah.
It was what?
I wasn't impressed with the service and everything.
I've never been
at the Denny's.
Oh,
we don't have them. I've never been, so hopefully in June 2022 I'll be in America, so I'll be able to invite some of my friends.
cool. Where are you gonna go?
Texas.
Why Texas?
Because it's equidistant between all the friends. Everyone can get there easier. So we're either going to go to Texas or Arizona. So I'm going to die either way.
Gotcha.
No, one of our friends, she's having a kid, and it's going to be the logistics of flying with an 11-month-old.
Mm-hmm.
So, or a 13-month-old, depends when she has it.
There's 4 months apart between the two birth dates?
No, 2 months. We're not quite sure when she's due. She's either due early April or late May. So we're going. Yeah. So if she's due in May, it'll be. If she's due in May, it'll be freaking 13 months. I don't know. Sorry, I got my math confused. I didn't sleep good.
It just sounded funny. It was like, well, the kid will either be born in June or November.
Well, if she's not pregnant, I'm very sure.
They're usually more precise than that.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Yeah, and she looks at her husband. Don't worry, honey. The kid might be black, but it's okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be logistic, so we don't know if we're going to Arizona or if we're going to Texas. So we're trying to aim for Texas, but we might end up going to Arizona instead, so I don't know. Either way, I'm going to burst into flames and die.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Have you ever been in Ireland and the UK?
Me?
Yeah.
I have not been to Ireland. I've been to England and Scotland and Wales.
Then you get what our temperatures like. Yeah, so that's what we're like. And if I step out, like, there's a joke between me and the guys that the plane door opens and you hear, "Hi, welcome to Texas. We hope that you enjoy your stay. Thank you very much." And it's like, "Oh, thank you." You see the Americans going, "Wow, I can't believe I'm home. Oh, it's so good to be home finally." And then you see me and my friend then after playing, we're like, "Yeah," and then we just turn to dust on the floor. And they get out a dustbuster and vacuum us up.
Yeah, I just remember when I spent a couple years of my childhood there, and in southern England, and I just remember it like it's just always wet. It's like damp all the time. And super green country, the countryside is super beautifully green, but yeah.
Ireland's even more green.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
Which makes me laugh, and things like that. But yeah, it's like England's quite soggy. But we have a thing here. Don't know that you have it down there. Sun showers.
Oh, the ones I was showing the other day?
What? Where it's like raining, but there's no clouds?
Oh, that happens down here. We just have constant rainbows down here in Costa Rica because of that. Yeah.
Did you know the rainbows are made by sacrificing gay leprechauns?
What?
Gay leprechauns?
Yeah.
I wonder what the straight ones are like. I kind of always imagine leprechauns as automatically gay.
The straight leprechauns. That's a rainstorm.
And remember, you can always keep them busy by give them shoes to shine.
Oh yeah, they're mischievous, but they're not as bad as cluricons.
What's a cluricon?
Oh, that's a Sprite that immediately drains all the alcohol in the room at long distance by remotely. It just teleports all the alcohol in the room into itself.
Is that why you tell your wife just regular? I'm telling you, there is a Cluricon.
There's a Cluricon in the room. That's why my drink is empty.
Everything, and I'm telling you that there's no way I had a drink. She said, you want to drive down to the store? You'll have to be slow going past the checkpoint. I don't feel so good.
I thought of something from you were talking, Revan. You were talking about Q, and
Yes.
and I'm sorry they destroyed the character in STD or in Voyager, but I remember I saw the episode. I also read the book. I think it was by Diane Duane, who wrote a lot of great Star Trek episodes, called Q in Law.
Oh no!
Do you remember that? Do you?
No, but it sounds crap.
No, I don't.
Okay, so
like
Q in Law.
Q.
Yeah, Q decides to marry Deanna Troy's mother.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, and so Deanna Troy's mother decides. Of course, that was played by the great Majel Barrett, who who played a rather forceful character as Troy's mother in The Next Generation, and I don't know. I think somebody once referred to her character as a battle axe, but I could be wrong. Well, at any rate, part of the deal here is during the course of the marriage ceremony, for them to be truly married and as equals, Q has got to bestow the Q powers on Deanna's mother.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So after the wedding, Deanna's mother is a Q, and of course, they get along like the proverbial two strange bulldogs in a bag. And at the end of the episode, she is chasing him, and Geordi and Worf are walking down a hall or down one of the corridors, and Q suddenly pops out of a wall in front of them, runs across in front of them, and disappears into the wall opposite, followed closely by a stampede of about 30 or 40 irate bulls, followed by an equally irate Troy's mom. And they all disappear into the far wall of the corridor, and Geordi and Worf watch this go by in front of them. And Geordi turns to Worf, looks up at him and says, "Wow, she seems upset. What do you think we ought to do?" And Worf looks at him and says, "Sell tickets."
It sounds like it sounds like the writer had recently got divorced.
I'm pretty sure Diane Duane was a woman, the writer.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I mean, I've used that expression, in a situation where it's like, oh, I'm just enjoying the show. I'm like, can I sell tickets to this? So I loved that ending, and I thought that was a great one. Q finally got his comeuppance. He married Deanna Troy's mother.
My God, it sounds like an awful fanfic. Dear God.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I have two friends who enjoy reading weird fanfics.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, it's like, oh yeah, what kind of fanfics do you read? And it was so funny because one of my friends, she turns around, she's like, oh, I read all these like bad fanfics, and she's like, oh, I thought you meant the other. Never mind. Like, what the fuck and we were all there, we looked at her and we're like, what the fuck kind of fanfics do you read?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I don't want to say. It's like, well, she goes, the kind with no pants. We're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, come on. Like, got a husband. That's what he's there for. She's like, yes, but he doesn't have 5 arms. Oh, damn it, Andrea, you're making me yawn.
Sorry, I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
What time is
out.
it down there?
Yeah, it's almost 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to engage in the sleeps.
Yeah.
Sleepy time.
So, I hope I'll see you tomorrow or whenever.
Yes. Goodbye, my friends. Thanks for having me on. Thank you, Bill.
Yes, absolutely.
Have a good what's left of the evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Get some rest.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a nice man.
Hey, Revan.
But here's a question for you, Richard, since you're a Trekkie man. Do you think that we can get rid of the shit coming out of Discovery? Or we can just simply ignore it with a good... If they make this a good Star Trek show, we could simply ignore Discovery, even if it's still on.
They'd have to put Discovery into that other universe that they...
Have you seen Discovery?
I've seen reviews of Discovery, and I'm not watching it. No, because I don't have CBS All Access, and I've never seen a reason to get it. So I didn't see any of Picard, and I'm glad. And I haven't seen any of Discovery, and I'm glad. But the only way they're going to have to do more than just pretend it never happened, is my opinion. I mean, there's just been so much crap.
But that's the thing, dude. They basically created 3 fucking timelines within the show.
I know, but oh Jesus. I mean, I haven't watched any of the TNG movies. When they did Generations and Kirk got the death scene that he got, I was so upset about that. And he wasn't even my favorite captain at the time. He is now. But that was an appalling end for that. I mean, you have Jean-Luc Picard and Captain James T. Kirk in the same place at the same time. And then inside the ribbon, what else? What there was nothing they couldn't have done. They didn't do anything with that.
Yeah, I was talking to the guys, because we like coming up with like shows and things like that, right?
Right.
And we were talking and we said, what we do is an episode called Timelines, right? Where loads of different timelines shatter and everything like that. Say time fucks up. Right. A Q fucks up or something happens. So you see the NX-01 show up and loads of different enterprises show up. And then you see this guy and he's standing there and his first officer gets killed 2 episodes prior, and an alternate version of their ship shows up. And he's there and he's looking at the captain, who was his first officer, because he's dead in that timeline. And they hated each other. But the first officer was his wife, right? Hold on.
Hold on.
What am I holding on to?
Silence. And I'm pinned by a cat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was pinned by a cat. I've been by a patch. It's late.
Yeah, it is. Well, Bill, I'll say it in answer to Revan's question. I feel the same way about Doctor Who. They could try and retcon all of the 13th Doctor's episodes, but if the same writing team stays, it won't matter who they put in next, who they bring in as a companion. It's going to be written as badly and as perversely as everything's been written for the last several years. And my problem is I haven't seen anybody able to make Star Trek that was I recognized as good Star Trek for years. So I don't know. I mean, you can say, let's pretend STD never occurred. Okay, but you need to come up with a writing team that can do something that they haven't done in almost 2 decades, certainly in a decade, if not 2. And I don't see them doing that. I don't know who that would be. I mean, it's been that long, and people who are fans of Star Trek back when it was still really good are, getting on in years. I mean, the original cast, what those who are left are old, very. Even I mean, look at how old Patrick Stewart is, and he was TNG 15 or almost 30 years later. So
wait, are you looking years or timeline?
No, I'm just saying that in answer to your question, just a quick answer to your question.
Yeah.
Like as I have the attitude I have towards Doctor Who is you could retcon the entire 13th Doctor's tenure, but if you don't change the writers and the showrunner, it's going to get the same thing.
I completely agree.
And I haven't seen anybody who can make a good Star Trek story in a couple of decades, which means that the people who can are getting old.
No, I don't believe that. I believe they're not being hired. I believe that there's true. Seth MacFarlane could have wrote some amazing Star Trek shows.
Could have, maybe.
No, I know that. Did you not hear how the Orville got created?
Well, the Orville started out as a parody, and now it's more Star Trek than Star Trek. It didn't?
No, not at all.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that. What did the Orville start out as?
Star Trek.
It just started out as a Star Trek series.
Seth MacFarlane approached them with a serious Star Trek show with a more when you see, like, say, 2 crew officers by themselves, things like that, you'd hear them joking around. A funny lift scene or something like that. But when they're all action, they're all action. But when they're by themselves, they're more funny.
Right.
Right? It got rejected.
Okay. Right.
And one of the things they got rejected for not being woke enough, things like that.
Of course.
So he went over and he made it on NBC. He made the Orville, and he made it a straight-up comedy. It's not a parody. It's a love letter.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's certainly, even if it's a parody, I mean, it is a parody that respects the material that it's gently poking fun at. It's not mean-spirited.
No, but
right. Okay, I get it. I can see that what you're saying. Yeah. Then I would say that yes, if he'd been given the green light to actually make a Star Trek series like that, given what I've seen or heard of the Orville, I haven't seen that either, but I've seen a bunch of reviews of it and clips and so forth. And I would say, yeah, that is a show that, if that were billed as Star Trek, I would say, okay, yes, that could be a good Star Trek series. So you're right in that respect. That is a proven vehicle that could be real Star Trek, and it could be a hell of a lot better than anything that's been done in years. So
I'm convinced that there's a shitload more writers out there who can write good Star Trek, who know their lore, know their canon, know what they're doing, but because they're not woke enough. Did you hear about the CBS diversity thing that Alex Kurtzman put out?
Oh, the working paper or something? The writers, that was sent to the writers, and these are your marching orders?
Not marching orders. These are not marching orders, but these are your commands.
Okay.
You cannot have a diverse character in a bad light.
Right. Yes, I did. Okay, we're talking about the same thing. I have seen somebody showing that and talking about it, and it is appalling because you don't have creativity when you put your writers in straitjackets, and I don't care how the straitjackets are made. you don't get creativity when you bind people up and you force them down narrow paths in their writing.
Mm-hmm.
Then they all go the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that you could have okay. So can I give you a bit of spoilers for the Orville?
Sure.
So in the Orville, they have a transgender character from female to male. Okay?
Yep.
It was a child and everything like that, and they handled it brilliantly. The race is all male. And it's very rare that every now and then a female is born, because the race views females as being as being like hermaphrodites, right? That they correct it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So during the entire episode, it's 3 episodes altogether, right? So it starts off in the first season and it ends in the second season. But there's little bits that add on to it throughout other episodes, right? And Bortus is there, and he walks in and is like, "I wish that to have a problem fixed with my child. What? I wish you to make her a male." And the doctor's like, "I'm not doing this. This is on a baby." And it's like, "What?" He goes, "If someone on your planet was born with a stumped leg, would you fix it?" Well, yes, of course. It's the same on our planet. And he goes in and he talks about it and everything like that. And then the marriage starts getting strained, right? And they meet another group, another two Mocklins, two dudes who have a girl, and they're trying to hide it. And everything, and he's there and he's talking and he looks and he goes, I regret what we done. Says it to his husband, and his husband's like, "Well, I don't. I had the same thing done to me. I don't care." He goes, "What do you think?" He goes, "These are our values." And he's like, "Well, maybe our values need to change." And the whole thing is handled brilliantly, better than on bloody Star Trek, where literally I done a review, and in it I said I could do Discovery so stupid I cannot finish the reviews.
Well, there's that I think I'm trying to remember. This is for me now. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen Star Trek: The Next Generation since it aired in the 90s. So this is a very old memory. But there was a species that one of the characters that with a parasite. It was a symbiotic relationship. You had basically a non-sentient biped and a symbiont. The Trill. Thank you. Yes. So there's, the Trill is female when we first see the character, but the body, either has a disease or it dies or is an accident or something. And the symbiont has to be moved to a new host.
Yes.
And when the symbiont comes back, because that's the quote person, that's the brain and the mind and the personality. It's the symbiont, not the body. The body comes back. They've transplanted it into a man, and the character on the Enterprise that was falling in love with the female Trill is like, I have a problem now, and the Trill's like, why? It's still me. Yeah, but you're different.
Have you seen DS9?
A little of it. I've not seen all of it. In fact, if there were a Star Trek series, I want to go back and start from the beginning and watch all of.
It's all. That's the one. Netflix.
I have Netflix. Yes, is it on Netflix?
Yes.
Oh, I'm there. I am there. Okay, let me make a note of that. Deep Star Trek DS9 is on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'll find it.
They retconned the Trill on DS9. Right?
Yeah.
And basically now, what it is they share the memories and the symbiote, and it's like 2 personalities blend into one. Okay?
Yeah.
And but the thing is, which was fucking for the time. So they had the Dax symbiote was married to another joint symbiote back TOS era, maybe just before it. Okay. And the host was a pilot who died, and the symbiote got put in and moved on. But the symbiote sees his ex-wife, right? And the symbiote is now in a female body. And the other symbiote's in another female body. And during the mid-90s, they share one of television's first lesbian kisses.
Right.
And everything. But the thing is, it's like, Cisco says that I wouldn't care, because if it was any other Trill, I wouldn't care. I'd be all for it. But you can't do this because of who it is. You know the rules. You know that if you do this, there will be no more Daxes. There will be no more Kujans. Okay? Both of you will be gone. And you know what the symbiote means. And Dax is like, I don't care. But by the time Dax goes to the quarters, the ex-wife is already gone because she couldn't do the same thing.
Right.
So it's actually handled really well, and the whole thing's fantastic.
Well,
shows up.
The previous series before STD handled so many of the same issues, but did it so much better. It wasn't heavy-handed. I mean, come on, the first interracial kiss was on the Star Trek the Original series.
Yeah,
that was whoa in 1960. What, 7 or 8?
6.
It was the first season. Holy cow! 66. Yeah, there was still a lot of friction in the civil rights movement in 1966.
But this kiss came 3 to 6 years after the decriminalization of homosexuality in America.
Right.
So this was still fucking huge.
Oh yeah. I know. What I'm saying is that the idea that we have to put these characters in because we have to be able to talk about these things is ludicrous, because these things were talked about before when you were still a gleam in your mother's eye. You know.
Yeah, actually, so while your mother was still a gleam in her dad's eye.
Very likely, yeah. So
but
yeah,
here's the thing. It's worse than what you think, man. Everyone is boxes.
Right? Oh, I know. They're all. Oh, we have our token. We have a token.
No, it's it's even worse than that.
You know?
Basically, all the LGBT characters end up together, right?
Right.
The black characters end up dating each other, and the white characters end up like just being useless kumquats. Right, and it's not Star Trek. I mean, literally everyone is divided off into little boxes, and you're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and that's ridiculous, because that is the antithesis. That is the antithesis of Roddenberry Star Trek.
Did you hear what caused the burn or the lithium to go in Earth?
No.
What I'm about to say to anyone watching and things like that, this is not me, this is the writing. They made an allegory for autism. Okay?
Oh, jeez.
And it is a literal... I actually have the scene here. Jedi Bill, may I share my screen in a few minutes?
Yeah. You can.
Okay.
If you show a still, I think if you show more than about 2 seconds of an actual STD episode, Bill's going to get yanked.
No, he won't. Not with this.
Okay.
I've shown this a few times, and trust me, he won't be yanked.
Okay. I've been on a couple of streams recently that went because they showed too much of the wrong thing.
Are you showing it from YouTube itself?
No, I have it on a screen capture. It just has good caption.
But it's still
about 3 seconds, I think, and then.
No, it's 14 seconds.
I can't do that much.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Is this from CBS?
No, Netflix.
Netflix produced it.
Yeah.
Over here, yeah, it's Netflix licensed.
Well, no, not licensed. The copyright holder.
Netflix over here. Over here, Netflix holds it.
Well, they're not much better than CBS. Okay, I'm just going to say I'd be very, very, very cautious.
I have never been copied
on Bill's behalf.
Even on my
this
stream,
is my channel, Revan. So
no, I'm just saying. Even on my stream, did I show this clip and I didn't get struck, and I showed it like 5 times.
Well, I'm not saying he'd get struck. He could have his stream canceled.
Okay.
And have to appeal to even get it back on YouTube, and because if you're demonetized, I mean, unless it's really egregious, they won't do a copyright strike. But I have seen not monetized channels, just the stream ends with an error, and that's that.
Yeah, anyway,
okay.
Right, well,
just warning.
So they have this kid who's an allegory for autism. Right, and he literally autistic screeches, and that causes the burn.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's.
Listen, because his mother was pregnant when their ship crashed. You know, because that's a good thing. Because I know that unborn babies can survive a fucking starship crash. Right.
Right.
He then as the fetus grows, the cells becomes connected to the dilithium on the planet. Right? Where basically he's part dilithium. And because dilithium connects to subspace, that means he can also connect to subspace. And when he gets upset and screams, the dilithium goes inert.
That makes almost as much sense as sonar in space.
Yeah. Have you seen Harry Potter?
Yes, I have. Read the books and seen the movies.
Good man. The book, it literally looks like, you know, the in the third movie when Harry future Harry uses the Expelliarmus, not Expelliarmus, Expecto Patronus, that it goes in waves and it's like in different waves, and it's like bubbles going out the way.
Yep.
It's literally the exact same thing, man.
Okay.
Same wind sound effects and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit.
Oh yeah. Well, it's easier to hijack and crib stuff from elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I do it all the time with software, and I get rewarded for it, you know, because in software, if you don't have to reinvent the wheel, that's better because it's already tested, it's already designed, it follows the same pattern. So, you know, it's like you're putting a new window in your house. Why would you put a completely different window from every other window in your house? No, you're going to put a window in that looks like the other windows. So that's patterns. That's the idea of architectural patterns. In my business, that's rewarded. In storytelling, that's essentially a hack plagiarizing. It's cheating, yes. It's lazy at best, and it's fundamentally dishonest at worst. So, you know, I laugh at it when I see it, and I can dismiss, you know, like, okay, that's a waste of time. I've gotten a lot more selective. I mean, let's keep in mind, you know, I watch a lot of YouTube now. I cut the cord to cable 2 years ago. I watch a ton of streaming stuff now. I have to be selective in what I watch because otherwise I wouldn't have any time to get anything else done.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so I watch reviews from people on YouTube that I trust, whose opinions, if I watch something that they watched, they talk about it. If I find myself nodding in agreement a lot, I go, okay, this guy tends to view things and see them in much the same way I do. What he likes, I tend to like. What he dislikes, I tend to dislike. So if he watches something I haven't yet and he says it's terrible, I don't have to watch it. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to go looking for something that either nobody's told me about, I'll give it a shot, or somebody I respect that I tend to, and there are people I respect that I don't agree with, so I just don't always follow their recommendations. But I have to be selective because, there's too much out there. How many stories have you heard about people who went looking for one thing on YouTube and 3 hours later they're watching, dogs chasing penguins or something. They went down the rabbit hole, followed their, down behind the white rabbit.
Were you there when I explained what happened with me and Picard?
No, I don't think I was yet.
So I fell asleep watching Picard because at the time I had to take very strong painkillers due to an injury.
Right.
I fell asleep. My God. I woke up in the middle of a transgender operation.
Oh, jeez. Because autoplay was on and it kept going to the next recommended, the next recommended.
Yes.
That's why I turn autoplay off.
I'm like,
I don't want to do that.
No, I went back and I went Picard, The Office for 4 episodes. Right after I went to The Office, it went to the IT crowd. Then it went from the IT crowd. It went over to a thing called My Life, which is people telling of a medical surgery mishaps. Then it went to 24 hours in A&E, and I'm like, wow, I was asleep for a long time. Then after that, it went to what's inside me. Right, some people talking about things that
parasites and things.
Yeah, and then after that, it went to My True Self, which is transgender people talking about being transgender. Then it went to about the pregnant man. After that, and then it went to the transgender surgery episode.
The algorithm moves in mysterious ways. Videos to recommend for you.
Dude, Facebook thinks I'm fucking gay.
Well, that's probably protective coloration on Facebook.
No, dude, it's not the color.
No, I mean protective coloration as in camouflage. That's what I meant.
No, so ages ago, me and my friend, we were taking the absolute fucking piss and everything like that. And there was other shit I won't get into when other friends and things that they were looking up. Right?
Yeah.
And now Facebook thinks I'm gay.
Oh.
I keep getting advertised gay Christian dating. Gay sex toys from fucking Wish, and I'm like, no.
Actually, that's actually Google, because Facebook does Google ads, I think, for their ads. So Google thinks you're gay, which means you're not only going to get that on Facebook, you're going to get that on YouTube too.
Yeah. But dude, here's the fucking thing. I'm doing a thing for my friend who's pregnant. Right? I'm doing a fundraiser. I'm sending her stuff. Why are they not thinking that I'm like fucking I'm a straight person or something like that? Why do not why?
Targeted ads are really interesting. Yeah.
I do not consent.
Well, those terms of use that nobody reads because they're like 140 pages long in extremely small print that you can't enlarge. The Willy Wonka, the early one with Gene Wilder, did it beautifully, where the whole contract is on the wall, but as you go down the contract, the printing gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until he literally needs a magnifying glass himself to read the last several lines of the contract. And I'm like, talk about fine print. But yeah, that's
No,
what I mean.
but-
They're those terms of service are written to bury the gotchas in the middle of a mass of nonsense legalese,
Yeah.
so far down that they know no one will ever read them, but guaranteed you try and argue with them, and you'll just get a letter. I mean, if it goes far enough, you'll get a letter saying, well, here's the pertinent verbiage from the terms of service that you agreed to. And at that point, even if you have a lawyer, your lawyer's going to go, you shouldn't have signed that.
my Dutch friend showed me this anime, and she said that she couldn't help but laugh, right? So I turned the anime into English, and you see this guy, and he was talking to a death angel. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the death angel is like, fine. He said, you must sign this contract. He said, to get your life back. And it's like, okay. And he puts it out, and he's like, what the fuck? And you see him, and he's looking over, and he's there, and he's like reading the top end. He's like, these aren't even the same languages. He goes, are you going to sign? And it's literally like about 20 different languages written the entire way down.
Yeah. Have you ever read Simon R. Green or Jim Butcher? Okay. Well, both of them. Green is a British writer, as I understand it. I could be wrong about that. I mean, he might be Welsh or something, but he's from Great Britain somewhere. And Jim Butcher is an American writer. But they both agree on one thing. Angels are extraordinarily powerful entities that if you know what's good for you, you will have little or nothing to do with.
Okay.
As Simon R. Green points out through one of his characters, remember, all of the denizens of hell used to be angels. And they both tend to treat. In fact, there's a great scene where, and I love Butcher's books. They're the books I'm talking about are the Dresden Chronicles, about a wizard named Harry Dresden, and he's a very interesting sort of offbeat character. He actually is the only wizard on the White Council that advertises in the Yellow Pages under wizard, and he lives in Chicago in a basement apartment, and he drives a Beetle because a Volkswagen Beetle, the old one, because it's the only car that is electronically simple enough not to have an electronic nervous breakdown when he gets within 30 feet of it. He destroys computers by being in the same room with them. So it's the details in the book are funny. And he's a wonderful character. Sci-Fi did a series of the Dresden Files for a while. And they canceled it after only a couple of seasons, which was terrible because it was a great series. And there's something like, I don't know, 14 or 15 like very nice long books in this series. But Harry at one point has just lost a very good friend who is a soldier of God. He's an anointed. He fights demons. And the soldiers died in a battle with Nicodemus and a demon. Nicodemus is the holder of the 13 coins, the 13 denaries that were used to pay Judas Iscariot. And Nicodemus is a very, very bad actor. So this soldier of good has been cut down, and Harry is now the possessor of his sword. And he's trying to figure out what to do with it because he is never going to be a soldier of God. He's an agnostic at best. So he goes in the hospital after the guy's died and has bequeathed the sword to him on his deathbed. He takes the sword down to the non-denominational chapel. And he's sitting in the chapel with the sword in his lap trying to figure out, what am I going to do with this thing? When a man comes in quietly and begins to clean the room. He's the janitor. But Harry's, the hairs on the back of Harry's neck start to stand up. And he looks over at the man, and the man looks at him, and they start to have a conversation. The man never tells him his name, But at some point, Harry comes to the stunned realization that the man he's talking to is the Archangel Uriel. And the way Butcher describes Uriel is he has Harry say, if you're not familiar with Uriel, he's only in the Old Testament. Remember Jericho? In Joshua in the Battle of Jericho, the walls came down. That was Uriel. Uriel was the archangel that got the assignment when it absolutely positively had to be destroyed by the next day. So Harry is now in a room. Harry is now operating as though he's in a room with an armed thermonuclear bomb, which in effect he is. And I love the way that Butcher writes about angels, because when Harry realizes this is one of the not as well known, but holy cow, by quiet reputation, Uriel is one of the heavies. Right up there, right up there with Michael and so on, and whatever. But or was it Paul who guards the gates? I don't remember.
Paul.
But Paul. So this is the angel that Paul asks to take care of problems for him.
in a story I'm writing for fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a character who is the most powerful being in creation, and he said he has fought with gods and demons, brought empires to their knees, erased planets from existence, and made the stars bow to his will. And someone is like, where is this weapon? And they turn around and they're like, this guy just pissed off.
Yeah. But angels are interesting characters depending upon how they're written. And I love it when angels are written as hard asses, dangerous, powerful beings that you tiptoe around.
Oh, dude, there's this anime and manga that I fucking forget its name. It had a big long Japanese name, but it had this beautiful thing. Death, right? Death was a person, right? At one point, he was one that, and he died, and he got the role of seeing all the people die and say, okay, and everything like that. So he's on Earth now with an angel who's in a human body, trying to have this angel kill demons to get back into heaven. Right? And he's standing there, and one of their friends, as the year, because they're there for years, and as the years go on, for the first time, one of his friends gets pregnant. Because he's usually with men, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's standing there, and then he's like, oh, he looks and he goes, that's interesting. That's how you reproduce. And he goes, how do angels reproduce? He goes, if I told you that, you'd cry. Right? So they go on to the thing, and she's getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes on. And then when they're in the middle of nowhere, the baby starts to be born. And he's like, no. And it's like, what is it? He goes, you're not going to touch it. He goes, no. He goes, that child is not on the list. He goes, that child is about to become alive. Okay, he goes, oh no, she's coming. Oh, by the gods. Oh no. So he goes, the most annoying person in my fucking life is coming. Life. Because he's death. The counter to him is life. This bubbly little fucking twat, right? Really happy and everything, shows up. Kind of little ball of light in her hand and everything like that. And Death hates her. Death fucking loathes her. Right? Because Death is this stoic, calm, collected, very resolute. And she's like, oh my God, your baby is so wonderful. Let me just, in you go, little one. Oh, it's so beautiful. And everything like that. And it's there, and she walks up to Death, rubs his chest, and goes, see you later, big guy. And walks off. And it's like, who's that? And he goes, that's my wife.
Yeah.
And it's just like, they're like, you hate her? He goes, yeah. He goes, but how is she your wife? Have you not seen her? He goes,
Wow.
he goes, I'm dead. He goes, I'm deaf. I'm like, but have you not seen her? And everything. It's like when she's not there, he hates her. He like life is a bubbly little asshole. But when he's there, basically he just fucking simps over her.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. It reminds me of who was the author? The series is called The Incarnations of Immortality.
You awake, Bill?
Yeah,
Bill?
I'm awake. Yes, I'm awake.
Okay. But anyway, the reason I mention it is that in The Incarnations of Immortality, each book deals with a different immortal and an aspect of nature or of life and so on. So death is actually a person. So is time. Kronos, that's a person. He lives backwards in time, which makes his life much more complicated. The fates are people. They're 3 women. Mother Nature is an actual woman. So, and then of course the devil is was an actual human being. It's not entirely clear whether anybody can remain entirely human while being the devil. But yeah, it eventually comes down to a battle to stop the devil from essentially winning Armageddon, and all of the other immortals, incarnations of immortality, are trying to figure out without being able to overtly join forces. And of course, God is a disinterested party that doesn't. He's created the system, but he doesn't monitor it anymore, according to the stories. And the books aren't all equally good. Some of them are great. A few of them are great. A couple of them are meh. I was disappointed in the ending. I mean, after all this lead up, you get to the final book in the series, and I'm like, yeah, that was not worth all the time I spent reading all these books.
Yes, Bill, is there something you'd like to talk about?
Maybe. I was thinking about it.
Okay, because you're doing the thing that you want people to shut up with.
What?
You're doing the thing that you want people to shut up with. Is there something that you'd like to talk about?
No. I won't do what I was gonna do. I'm better than that. Anyway.
Why? What were you going to do?
Nothing. It's not important.
Bill, you know if we're 90, you can just tell us that, right? You know if we're 90, you can just tell us that, right?
I did. You look at the backstage chatter.
Okay.
But that's okay. We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there.
Yeah, hey, Bill, can you end the stream? I need to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you all as always, Bill. I'll sign off.
Okay. You have a great day, sir.
No, you get some sleep, and Revan, it's been fun talking with you.
Oh hell yeah!
And
Same to you, man.
And to everybody, I'll talk with you later.
Okay.
Later.
See you later, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Have a good one, guys.
See you on the next soup.